You are now listening to episode 1 of Comedy Pickup, starring Senators Ryder, Olle, and Donovan Strong O'Donnell.
Yeah. I'm a loud boy, dude.
Fair enough. I'll talk a little closer because I'm a quiet boy. I'm a quiet guy.
We're two different boys, dude.
Two different boys.
We're the boys.
We're the boys. Welcome to the Boys Podcast. Ooh. Shot on an iPhone. Shot on 3 cameras. Dude, only going to use the iPhone. Gonna get too lazy. Not gonna use either.
You were setting up these other ones. I was like, dude, we have a whole documentary shot that we
never fucking edited. I have so many hard disks that is covered in hard drives. I have like 5 hard drives. I have one you gave me that I was like, it's way small, so I was like, I'm just gonna take it.
Yeah, I know. I was
like this won't give you enough, so I'm just gonna keep this one. But I started labeling them. I got. This bad boy's doing all the editing right now. This green comedy pickup gave it a number 4.
Nice.
I have a sheet. The 4 means something.
By the way, I've always told you this. If you want to just pay someone to do it for us, I will split that with you.
I can't. We can't afford it. No podcast. I look at these podcasts. By the way, I made us root beer floats.
Root beer floats, dude. The boys. I brought a scotch, and Donovan was like, root beer floats?
Yeah, I like being woken up during these. I find I'm too down, so I need a. But I am going to be like interrupted by. I have a deep ass conversation. I'll just like, okay, hold on, let me get a bite.
Just take a huge bite of ice cream. All right, so I gotta get into this because I've been holding it in.
Okay,
dude, you're the ultimate bro for the Super Bowl. Dude, I was talking to Kiefer about this last night, and I was just telling him how I was like, dude, Donovan, ultimate bro. And Kiefer was like, you have no idea. He was like, the wife was just going to put you to bed. I was like, oh, I'm sorry I was so bad. He was like, no, you weren't. And I was like, Donovan's the bro.
Yeah.
Because here's the whole story. Basically, we go to this Super Bowl party, and I, as Kiefer would say, went rubber.
You got a root beer mustache, bro.
I do. Sick.
There we go.
And I just got way too drunk. I got hammered, and I went rubber. And apparently, Kiefer, I was like, just too drunk, and I wasn't doing anything like crazy. I mean, I tried to cut some ham apparently up.
You were fine. You spilled your water. You kept spilling your water.
Spilled water, some shit.
You were totally fine though.
But then the wife was just like, no way.
Yeah, no, that was the
no,
thing.
she wasn't mad. Apparently, Kiefer was like, no one was mad, but she was like, time for bed.
Yeah,
and everybody was like, yeah, time for bed.
Yeah, time for bed.
And then apparently, and this is what I learned last night, because you didn't like tell me like how much you broed. You were just like, I will put him in an Uber right now. I just have to make sure he won't throw up. And then you took me around the block and then brought me back, put me in an Uber, got me home, yada, yada, yada. But anyways, the story really is the next day when I wake up after the blackout. Because here's what happened to me. I wake up the next day. I get 3 different text messages from people being like, are you alive? And these are comics.
Yeah, I didn't care about you.
Yeah, you didn't text me at all. And then one of them was like, last I saw you, you were with Donovan. So I message you, and you go, dude, everyone's mad. You like totally had me on the hook, being like, yeah, dude, everyone's pissed off at you. I was like, oh, no. And then I text Kiefer, and Kiefer was like, no, dude, you were fine. And that's why you're the ultimate bro. Because you took care of me, but then the next day we're like, nah, dude, everyone's pissed. And Kiefer was like, no, I wish I'd known because I would not be talking to you right now. He was like, I would have kept it up and for like weeks just been like, dude, don't even fucking look at me.
Hell yeah. No, I mean, there's nothing worse. The only bad part about drinking is waking up the next day and being like, oh, what did I fucking do?
That's the only bad part.
Yeah, no, it's fine on your liver. It's a myth. But the thing, yeah, no, it was a thing. You were totally fine. You were spilling your. I was also like, it was like agreed you were just gonna go crash on the couch, and I was like, I'm okay. Yeah, that's good. That's fine. But then I did say, yeah, dude, I'll put him in an Uber, but then I was like, but he might. But then it started clicking that I didn't want to throw up on my record, so I was like, all right, you got to order the Uber.
Did you just order it for me?
Yeah. You kept dropping your phone. So I was just like, all right. I was like, I kept telling you, I was like, you're going to get the Uber, but I'll get you in the Uber.
Yeah. You know how to take care of me, dude.
Yeah. It was like,
what's up.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, get yourself home. But it was funny. I mean, I knew you were home safe. I left you at your doorstep, or at the corner. But
it would be funny if I just didn't.
That's what I mean. And the thing was, and it's messed up, and it's, but there's this conspiracy that's just I don't believe in about the guy who's pushing people into the smiley face killer, and there's this serial killer conspiracy where like guys like you, he would like try to like Dahmer you or whatever, and then push you in the lake, Michigan.
They think there's a conspiracy that there's a serial killer out there.
Yeah, and I mean it's sad. There's someone who died,
assaulting dudes and throwing them in the river,
and you're like the exact target. Hot, straight,
cute boy.
Cute boy. Yeah, 100% cute young boys, and they get pushed in the lake. But what I think it is
you're the only person to ever describe me as a cute young boy.
Look at
that serial killer.
You would definitely fit the serial killer's MO. The others are cute young boys.
They just look with dudes like me. Yeah. Dudes from Chicago.
It's like young 20-something dudes, and it is like all over the Midwest.
Popping up in the lake.
Yeah, but what I think it is, and there was someone who apparently did open mics, but there's too many people do it. No. Might cut this one. But you got to do at least a year of open mics before I'm not joking.
Yeah, before I'm not going to joke about you dying in a lake.
But it's like I could see myself messing up when you're blackout drunk. You're like, I'm gonna go look at the lake.
Yeah, well,
and I've done that before. Well, don't do that.
But I've almost done that before.
Yeah. You can do it in the summer. Yeah, you can do that in the summer, but don't do that Super Bowl Sunday because that is how you die right away. Yeah. And that's literally what I think it is. I think people are that drunk who's like, yeah, I'm gonna go take a swim. Yeah. It's 50 out.
Yeah.
And then they're just in Lake Michigan for 3 minutes. Or during the
summer, dude. Sometimes those waves get.
You can get pushed out back.
Or you can get smashed into the wall or something. And if you're drunk,
you're drunk and you're not by a ladder. And you're like, oh fuck, I just don't have the strength to pull myself up. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah,
for sure. I think that's happening a decent amount, and people are like linking it to this, trying to back it into a conspiracy.
Yeah, because people are homophobic. People wanted to be a gay serial killer because they're homophobic and they won't just admit that boys get rowdy, and they're probably going like, oh, but there's way more guys happening too. It's like, yeah.
Because guys are dumb enough yet. Yeah.
You got so much. Dude, this whole podcast is just going to be me and you with stashes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You go hard, and then you're like, I got to go be by myself and look at the lake.
Yeah. Women don't do that shit, dude.
I got to go look at all the skyscrapers and the
Women
fucking lake.
Don't try and go do, like, solo night
and
swims
I've done
in the middle of Chicago. Like, that's only dude move.
No, 100%. No, and it is 100%. Like, I would go to, if you were, like, even, like, on Super Bowl Sunday, like, let's go look at the lake together, I would have been like, yeah, bro, let's fucking.
And also, that could totally be a move of, like, also, dudes would be the only group where that could happen to a dude in a group. Because there could be a group of 5 bros. You go to the lake. One of you disappears, and you just go, oh, I guess he got an Uber home. Like, you would not, you wouldn't, like, call the police.
So that's the other point. And that's the point that I do hope that society's making is that, you don't just leave. You don't
check on your bros.
If you just go to a lake at night in the middle of the winter, and one guy just disappears, and you're not even by a road, don't assume that an Uber just came. You're like, oh wait, we're at a beach. There's no road here. Yeah.
So wait, what do they call the killer?
It's like happy face or smiley time or something.
Dude, that's all bullshit. You know why? Because there's
smiley faces everywhere.
You can't steal the smiley face from fucking what was it? Mentalist.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I think. There's other killers. Yeah.
No, the show The Mentalist.
They had it.
There's a dude called like Red Baron or something, and it's like his arch nemesis, and he puts
Red Baron.
What's that?
When you do it, it's the Patrice Amy Schumer joke of like, when you have sex, it's the Houdini too, I think, where it's the sex move where you like have sex with a woman,
and then you leave,
and then you leave, and someone
comes in,
and then you go, Red Baron, and you say, because you're the Red Baron, like the German fighter pilot, but you gotta say it like kind of like you're dumb.
Did the German
Red Baron. Do you have a speech impediment?
That guy like rape a bunch of women? Why is it called the Red Baron?
No, I don't know. I think it was like just in the era where there was actually I think all the Red Baron was in the middle of sex with a woman during missionary. You just you're just on top and you go with both hands. You balance yourself really well. Your dick and your titties. Red Baron. You pretend you're Red Baron.
that's
Yeah,
good. During the like mid 2000s era.
Yeah, that's what
just
bothers
all
me. Is
sex
Amy
moves.
Schumer got in trouble for stealing all those jokes from Patrice O'Neal, but I knew those jokes before Patrice O'Neal was doing them because I knew him from just being in middle school. Like all the like weird
Oh yeah, the sex move. You can't get in trouble for urban. Was that one of the things?
That's Amy Schumer's main attack against
Urban Dictionary sex jokes.
Yeah, like exactly.
No.
Yeah,
dude,
she got in trouble. She got in trouble for the Houdini. She said the Houdini and Patrice said the Houdini, but I knew the Houdini.
Yeah.
Years before, I guaranteed 06 I knew that joke.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's like peak sex. The one was the Abe Lincoln. Or there's also like variations of that Abe Lincoln. There's one of Spider-Man where you just throw hair on him.
Almost always when I hear that like they stole joke stuff.
Oh yeah,
I'm always just like, no, they didn't.
No, and most jokes are similar ideas.
Yeah, and also even if they did, like part of comedy is how you say a joke. So just be better at it. Like I wouldn't care if anyone stole my I wouldn't care if fucking anyone stole my material because they can't do it better than me.
No,
that's the whole fucking point. You should
there's
be doing
weird
material
lines.
that only like
there's weird lines. You know what I mean? Like if we randomly were traveling, like it wouldn't be impossible to think us go to LA and there's some guy talking about wanting to fuck some animal in the zoo. Like it's like I can't step on Ryder's material.
Yeah,
but
well, dude, I'm the only one that does little dick stuff. Yeah,
but
like
no,
crazy.
but flip side, I could see someone doing a joke very similar to one of the jokes that you've clearly been telling already.
Yeah,
and so it's a weird line of quasi everything. Who knows? But yeah, overall, I especially when it's a street joke, and there's so many premises that everyone's going to come to, like 100%. Like there was a period where every comic had a joke on why like Ukraine deserves to be invaded. You know what I mean? Like it's just like the take we're going to take, and it's like we all are saying. Ukraine sucks, so they deserve to die. That's what we're saying.
That's what we're all.
And that's what we all mean. We
it,
agree. There's no point explaining it beyond that.
And we're not gonna fix it. We're all gonna wear flags and then do nothing about it.
So so it's like there's only so many ways to skin a cat.
Recently I've been hearing a lot of the Joseph is a cuck. There's like 5 or 6 people I hear doing like Joseph is a cuck, and none of them are being like that other guy stole my joke, and that's kind of like a specific premise.
Joseph Biden?
No,
Joseph?
like from biblical.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've been hearing a lot of Jesus's stepdad or whatever that, but like my point is that none of those dudes, at least to me,
I totally
have been
saying.
like.
Yeah.
And this
You
is like
probably felt
within
off
the
that.
Chicago open mic scene. I know like 3 dudes doing this
Same
premise, but they're all like vastly different jokes.
No, 100%. I get what I feel. Sarah Squirm, who's on SNL now, who crushed it. She was the host of Cole's when I started comedy. I feel there's been half a dozen women in and out of the stand-up scene who have basically been 90% ripping off her.
Yeah.
Because she's a very character, energy-driven comic. Like, whoa, boy. But she's doing it at the top. That's why she's on SNL. But then you see these, like, comics come in and out. And luckily, the one I'm thinking of who was blatant is done. It's like, you're just ripping off this other Chicago comic.
Just say your name, dude.
I can't. I already know. I've already know what I added, and it's no names. No names.
That's the one rule.
4 syllables.
That we're going to do on the pickup every time, dude. What does it start with, dude? Do charades.
I can't do any charades. It does suck about having this be the podcast studio because it's like we're never having a woman guest in here.
Just on your bed.
Sit on it. Don't worry about the stain. Don't worry about the stains.
Dude,
I do. Can I say one thing? Yeah. I like having you over because every other guest I've had, I've changed the sheets for them.
Dude,
these.
No, I literally sleep on. I realized this the other day. It's a rug.
Oh man!
Like I've bought like a long rug, and I literally sleep
you
on.
Bought the wrong device.
Like it's like this long. It's like a semi. It's basically like a hippie rug. So it's like meant for campsites.
Well, this is supposed to be thick fabric. This is just a bed sheet.
Yeah.
This was ordered as thick fabric. It's like it's a bed sheet.
So no. I mean, it's literally that.
Yeah, I get you. Fucked up.
Like I bought it at Bonnaroo. It's literally just like a hippie blanket.
Hell yeah.
And I just sleep on that, and I have a duvet.
Yeah,
that's all I have.
No. And it's like then that hippie blanket seen some things.
Yeah.
Can't wash it that well.
Yeah, you can't.
No, so I have learned. What is good about this podcast is that every week I am switching out the bed. This weekly switching of the bed sheets, that feels like an adult step up.
That is, dude. That's huge.
And it's like, I'm proud of my
Dude, I'm proud of you.
So what were you saying?
Nothing really, but I was just thinking about, oh shit, the bed sheets. It doesn't matter. Dude, my talking points.
I should have brought more ice cream out to the table. And I put way too much ice cream in there. I need to be done. I'm naughty.
Ice cream, man.
That was way more than a pint.
That's so much.
It's crazy because that's like a very normal conservative milk, root beer float, and you've had like 1 or 2 bites. I was like, he's gonna want half a tub.
Yeah. I like that you poured that one for me originally.
Maybe it was for me all along.
Yeah.
Now my spoon is too sloppy and. Oh well.
So this was the thing I was gonna tell you earlier about, like, so I went to my coffee shop today. Mm-hmm. Got this great coffee shop, Bay Coffee. Devin, he's the best, dude. He like taught me that coffee is cool, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, good coffee is cool.
I feel that way about cheese recently. Go on.
Yeah. Similar idea. But he was talking about how, like, a lot of the time these people will come in and he doesn't do drip coffee. Like, he only does pour overs. Order. Right?
Hold on.
Has it not been recording anything we've been saying?
Good question. Let's check.
That would be so funny.
Does that seem like some good...
Has it not?
I feel like it has.
Is it paused right now?
It's definitely not recording right now.
Okay, good. Because there was something we were talking about, like, right before the end, and I wanted to go into something, and I totally forgot it. And now I can go find out what it was.
Good. Give me that. Let's see.
Dude, I didn't even notice you were wearing the Buc-ee's garb.
Okay.
That would be so funny if it didn't record.
Oh, it recorded. It was recorded. It just stopped like a second. Right when I said it stopped, it stopped. I was the one who stopped it.
Oh.
All right, cool.
What happened right before the end? What were we talking about before you keep recording? So I can do it smooth.
The bed sheets, the ice cream, the spoons.
Oh, the bed sheets. Yeah. I got that. But let me finish this story. Wait.
I got scared and thought I didn't press record. The funny thing is that, like, this phone audio is still pretty good, so, and this camera too, so I could just keep it I can keep all this in.
Yeah, you should
show my fuck ups.
Yeah, and just
I got
me,
nervous.
like,
Me
cheating.
get nervous. Yeah, no. You could
because the whole thing is
in other ones I have papers.
It's supposed to be a smooth conversation, and I'm like, dude, I want to go back and edit the conversation. And it's like the whole thing is like, no, dude, this is just how we hang out. This isn't an act at all. This is just like how we are bros, dude. Is it recording still?
Oh, it's recording.
Okay.
Oh, it's recording. And this is
anyways,
how we hang out.
what was the thing I had just? Oh, coffee shop.
Yeah, Devin,
Dude, the man. You got to come with me one time and get one of those pour overs. It's like you have to drink it black, and you're like the whole time you're just like, and they don't.
and
do
then it
sizes.
wakes you up, and then it wakes you up.
Yeah, and there's no sizes.
It's
You know what I'm
just
saying?
one
It's
cup,
one of
yeah.
those ones.
I
where
like
you just,
that,
like,
yeah.
get coffee.
Yeah.
But
If they're nice to you about it, I like it.
he's chill, dude.
Cool.
Like that's what I mean. Is like it's not one of those places where you walk in and he's like, hey.
Yeah.
And like he's not putting on an act. He just likes coffee and listens to like cool jazz music. Like he just is that dude, you know?
Yeah.
So anyways, he's telling me about how like people will walk in and they're like anti, like they'll be like, you don't do drip, and he's like, yeah, and they're like, so you're telling me you make every coffee fresh for every customer? And he's like, yeah, and they're like, oh fuck you, and like leave. And he's like, and I was just thinking about like, the whole like anti-woke thing has now become just like anti-cool shit. People are just like, what, you like good coffee? Fuck you, die, man.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I just make really like delicious coffee.
Well, that's like
fuck
yeah,
you,
people
dude.
have
I
their,
want Colgers or whatever.
yeah, people have their weird hill, and I mean, I get it. Like, you got to not be, let people enjoy coffee, just like I enjoy cheese. Just like, I mean, like with beer snobs, it's like. The guy who's like, I only ever drink Bud Light is always it. It's like, that guy, come on, bro.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong.
And that guy doesn't really, I feel like in the past 10 years, that guy exists a lot less than it used to.
I think so.
Like most uncles of that generation have been taught by the other uncles. Yeah, they all died of liver day. You're drinking the most,
well,
yeah.
Wait, it's not real. You're right. You said that earlier. And I was like, dude, I'm going to hold on to that forever. That's how I'm going to justify my life. Donovan told me it's not real. He's a smart boy.
Yeah. There you go.
But you're right. I think that is disappearing a little bit. That like
and
whole...
I think I mean with coffee too. Like coffee is something. All of it. I want to learn my wines. I learned my cheeses. Cheddar.
Dude, I'm trying. I
Cheddar's
tried
the
to
best.
learn wine for like a very short time.
Yeah.
And I still don't know wine at all.
I know. Me neither.
So hard, dude.
But if you knew like which ones were bad, you could avoid it.
It's a whole world.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could just know it. Like most of them are all right.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Like I still mix up Pinot Noir and Pinot Grigio all the time. And those are vastly different.
Grigio's the white one, and Noir is the red. Yeah.
Like
earlier Noir
today,
is black.
I was talking to a dude about when I was buying our scotch, celebratory scotch. The boys are back in town, dude.
Boys are back. I
like that. Me and you do have like a good trade off. Where you're like, I'm gonna eat an entire pint of root beer float, and I'm like, I'm gonna have a scotch at 2 p.m.
And these will be the things that kill us.
Yeah,
no surprises.
Like, we're starting
20 years from now, you can play this video at both our funerals.
We'll die on the same day.
Yeah, very different reasons.
Very different reasons. It's just
like Thomas Jefferson and John Adams. They died the same day. They wrote each other like, "Hey, we lived this far." And then they died.
Really?
Yeah, on the 4th of July. They both died on the 4th of July.
Weren't they like rivals?
Yeah.
Right? They
were like longtime rivals, and they died. And they both lived exactly 50. They both died on the 50th anniversary of the 4th of July.
John Adams is like secretly the way doper one, right? Is that one of those cases? Because I know there's a lot of...
Depends what you think about slavery.
So John Adams was not about slavery,
exactly.
Right? And Jefferson was like...
So if you're pro-slavery, you're obviously...
The way I always describe, like, I've heard Jefferson described, or not always, but one I heard recently that I loved was they were like, he's basically, like, his whole life, he's like the alcoholic dad that tells you not to drink while he's drinking a Bud Light.
That's a great... I would definitely say that.
Like he's
and
going
is like,
like,
the best,
don't do what I do.
Yeah. Which is how I live my life. So... No, I think, and he is like the.
So you're a Jefferson bro.
Well, it is a thing. Like, I mean, you can't be in the state.
Yeah. I think I'm a.
You gotta hide. You like the guy on the $2 bill.
I think I'm a Washington.
Yeah, Washington. Again, you can't. You're not going to be. Washington is the man.
I'm about retreating. That's my move.
He did some shit. He crossed the Delaware.
I like to show up, blow up.
Yeah.
And then as soon as somebody combats it, retreat.
But I he's like, bro, I ran shit for 8 years. I'm done.
Yeah, that is.
That's pretty. And then it's like anyone who doesn't do that's an asshole now.
Yeah,
that's partly why the country's awesome because he's like, nah, bro.
Yeah, the dude
I'm
that could have literally everyone was like, be our king.
Yeah, I like Ben Franklin because I like that. There's all this history about him, and they teach you all these different Ben Franklin facts. And then one of the facts they'll drop at some point in high school is like, oh. He also loved to have sex with old women. He like wrote about it a lot. And he's like, in the dark of night, you can't see if the hair is black or white.
Really?
Dude, the hair
was like all about like
a cat.
When he was young. And all my pictures of Ben Franklin.
No, I think he's a creepy old man. He's a creepy old man going to Paris, banging old chicks. He's like,
well, then so he's just banging chicks his age. He's just being
fair enough. He's like age appropriate.
Everyone else is like banging 13-year-olds, and Benjamin Franklin's It's like, I bang old ones, and it's just 16-year-olds.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's like, I like them old, and it's just like a 22-year-old girl.
I do vividly remember he's like, in the dark of night, you can't tell the hair of a cat. And it was like a cat. He's like, the hair of a cat, you can't tell if it's black or gray. It's like a creep. What a creepy hair. Talk about the ultimate creep look. You're out there flying kite, inventing glasses to look at women. Look at me.
Close and far.
Yeah. Look down. Look at cleavage. Man, Ben Franklin's, and he's like, national bird turkey. What a fucking weirdo. I'm glad they shot that.
Turkeys are like only that's actually was good.
Turkeys are only in America.
Yeah,
but they look weird.
There's like, I think there's like one in South America. There's like 2 in Mexico or something.
What if we had that like the parrot?
Like one in like a random spot.
I wish I mean the bald
that like proves evolution.
The bald eagle is the dopest. Yeah, the bald eagle is the dopest bird in America for sure.
I think it might be the
dopest bird. But if we had phoenixes were real, like, parrots, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's like some tropics birds up there.
Raptors are probably, I don't know what raptors there are like in the jungle, but they're gnarly.
And if pterodactyls were alive, that would be up there. Dude, what if we switched to pterodactyls? What if we just switched to it?
Yeah, because they're saying now that aren't they?
No,
birds?
we definitely. I think we need to keep
aren't dinosaurs birds.
Yes,
now?
yeah, that is.
They're finding out they're like not reptiles.
We got to keep the bald eagle. We're cool with the bald eagle.
Dude, that's what I love about science.
Yeah, that they're like,
it's just like, yeah, we were wrong, and then people are like, you were wrong for like a long time, and you were telling us this was the truth, and they're like, yeah, that's science.
There's only
that's
one.
Such a perfect argument to be like, yeah, that's what science is about, is admitting when you're wrong. It's like the dude that like comes to you at a party.
Yeah, I was wrong.
And he's like, I'm an asshole. And then he just keeps being an asshole. And you're like, you're not allowed to just keep being. That's what science does, dude. They're just wrong. And then they just keep being wrong. But they're like, dude, I'm wrong.
Women are witches.
Is fake, dude.
Women are witches.
Yeah, dude.
The earth is flat.
Okay. Can't leave a single moment
untouched.
Talking points, bro.
Let's hear it.
Earlier we were talking about like the messy, like the bed sheets thing.
Yes.
Dude, my room is so messy that recently I got laid and I told them I was staying at my friend's place so that we could just fuck in my living room. Like, I told her, I told her, she knew I lived in Chicago, right? I'm not just a liar. But then when we got to my place, like, as I'm unlocking the door, I'm going like, oh, fuck. I literally can't take her into my room. Like, I won't let you come into my room because I'm worried about you not being my friend. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a whole different level. And I literally just lied and was like, I'm staying at my friend's house, so we got to fuck in the living room, essentially. And then somebody else, I was telling them that story, and they were like, aren't your roommates mad about that? And I was like, yeah. But if you lived with me, don't you think that would be like the least of your worries? It would be like the night you found me fucking on the couch. You'd be like, that's not chill, but like I have way bigger issues, way bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, you should throw out a lot of your Marie Kondo that bitch. Doesn't bring you joy. Those ketchup chips you got in there, just piling up. Toss them.
Dude, I got no more ketchup chips, but next time I go to Canada, I'm bringing. You like them, right?
They're tasty.
Okay, tasty. I'll bring you a bag.
Yeah.
Because I brought bags for certain people, and what I'm gonna do from now on is bring double bags for the people that like them, and then fresh bags.
Give me a little sampler.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? You want the hook? You want the hookup? Dude, there's a crazy creek going on outside this room.
I know.
I hope it's not getting picked up. Do you think it's getting picked up, this whole thing? Just this fucking.
I wish it wasn't there.
What is it, dude?
It's my dryer.
Turn it off.
I wish I could turn it off.
You know what we should do, dude? If it is
it's light. It's coming. The mics are helping us a lot, but
dude, if it is coming,
no, they're for sure hearing it.
Dude, if it is coming through, we should just.
It sounds like hot sex.
Re-record this podcast.
It's hot people fucking out of bed, but they're very quiet.
No, we should re-record. Yeah, and they're both just slow stroking. They're just doing
That's some good dick.
Yeah,
he's dicking her down.
They're
good.
just doing a
he
Kama
has a
Sutra.
lot of, yeah, he's doing a big thrust.
Lots of eye contact.
This is hot.
Lots of eye contact.
You know he is fucking. He could breathing in and out. Not just sweat pouring down on her like a water park of sweat. And just hair, you see the hair, the balding hair just on her beautiful pale body, and it's just covered in black hairs, and it looks like the fucking drain of a public pool shower. Yeah. Just curly pubis hair, my chest hair, all on her fucking skinny body.
Oh, God,
I jerk off to that sound sometimes. I think, why can't my sex be this flexible? Because it's a dryer. It's a broken dryer, and I'm afraid of my landlord, and I'm afraid they'll take my washer and dryer away if I complain. And I'm afraid of my roommate who insists on drying her clothes, even though she knows it's loud when I have my podcast friends over. Even though I told her I have podcast dreams.
I'm doing a podcast. I'm doing a fresh take. It's going to be me and my other white straight dude friend. And we're going to fucking break the internet with what we... And then, you know what I love? Is there's like an inception on that bit I just did. Because me saying, oh, we're the cliche white podcast is now becoming cliche of white podcasts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna bleep the word Asian over this. I'm gonna Korean a few times.
Asian. That would be very funny. You should do that. You should definitely do that.
Yeah,
and then it will be funny when they hear what we're saying right now.
Yeah, let's talk some facts from history real quick. I've been watching a ton of other like no-name people podcasts because there are just millions. And I'm gonna kill you, Dryer.
Dude, we're the only one.
I know, right? It's so sad. But
this dryer is going to ruin this whole podcast for sure. Because either it's coming through or it's not. And we sound insane.
Well, it'll definitely there's no doubt in my mind. It's just as loud as it is for us for the phone. But the mics should hopefully do. You know
why she probably started it? Because I'm such a loud boy.
She's like,
she was probably like getting back at you, being like, "Don't bring this loud boy back, dude." Because literally, we're in your kitchen making these root beer floats, and you were like, "Inside voices."
Inside voices while you say we have AIDS.
Yeah, while I'm like screaming about crazy shit. Sorry, history. You were talking about no-name podcasts.
Yeah, but every one of them, they try to say some fact, and then neither of them knows even a tenth of the information to like carry the fact out. They'll be like, the thing about the fire department was it was invented in a city, I want to say Buffalo. And it's like, just shut the fuck up. Why'd you bring up fire departments in the first place?
Yeah, or
why are you proving to us you don't know about fire departments?
Yeah, and also why bother bringing up that it started in Buffalo? Like, that's not an unless you have a bunch of info you're about to drop about Buffalo and why it pertains to the fire department stuff.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Dude, Buffalo, the reason it's called Buffalo is because there was a dude fucking setting shit on fire going, Buffalo! Like, and then they made a town and a fire department around this dude.
Yeah, it's funny what part
That's an interesting story, dude.
The part of the country you grew up in, all the towns are named after stories like stupid like that, where it's like whatever they saw the day the town was founded.
The Rocky Mountains is all just fucking
Rocky.
It's all just
Rocky.
Yeah, it's all just crazy dudes.
Yeah, it's like Rifle.
Who couldn't like think about it this way. They were dudes that were like kicked out of Illinois.
Yeah.
Who were like, this is too settled for us. You know what I mean? And they were like, dude, fucking, you know, North Dakota or whatever Virginia has too many people in it, and there was like 100 people.
Yeah, I know, right?
And they were like, we gotta go, and they went to the Rockies, and literally these dudes just would like live alone.
Yeah, right. That's the other
like
thing. Years,
years,
for years,
and then find gold, and now there's a city. There's like the biggest city for hundreds of miles. They're the most important person ostensibly in their world.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Because for like law to come there or anybody to get there, it would take lifetimes. And it would take like the death of friends.
People would die getting there.
Yeah. Like,
100%. Go on, sorry. Yeah.
And so they're just like showing up. You don't have to be sorry ever, dude.
So what was
by the way, you're always right to interrupt me. Don't ever feel shame about it. You're always right. You're always getting this back on track.
You were getting this story going. You were finishing this. I wasn't going to interrupt. I was about to be interruptive, so I was right to apologize. You know about the Donner Party?
Not really, dude. I've been waiting for you to tell me about it.
I don't know much either, but
we're about to do the exact thing. That the Donner Party was in Buffalo.
No, this I do.
Started in Buffalo.
So I'll keep it to what I know.
That's why the fire department exists.
That's why the fire department exists. Why we have the fire department?
It was like the
people that ate each other when they froze, and they were trying to get to
the
Sierra Nevada. That was the Sierra Nevada.
And that was like, dude, I just did one of the things I hate the most when people do it at a mic.
Oh yeah, it's the root beer floats. We are gonna have to take a break because this is
killing you, dude.
I've lived in an 8-bedroom, half-bath apartment for 8 years. I pay $400, but I have to brag about my cheap rent. Okay, it's the only thing that gives me value. But no.
Do you want to take a break? I just wrote down Dahmer Party, and we can get back to it.
I like that you. Do you think the Dahmer Party? Do you think the story I'm about to tell is Jeffrey Dahmer's part? You think I'm gonna tell a story about?
Like, dude, Jeffrey Dahmer threw a part. Like, did you ever see the show about the dude from Silence of the Lamb? Hannibal?
Oh yeah. I never saw, no.
And he'll or in Silence of the Lamb, it's just the scene of like the serial killer at the party. That's what I think you're about to. The real life.
He had a fun party. He's like, I'm gonna have a dinner party,
and I fed them kidneys.
Yeah, no. I just so the quick thing about the Donner Party was,
is it Donner?
It's Donner, yeah.
Oh,
like the reindeer, but they were trying to go out for the gold rush.
Once my mind gets shattered. Sorry.
But there's the thing too, where this was like 1850, and they were going for the 49. They were 49ers. They were going out for the gold rush in San Francisco.
Okay.
And
but there were like kids and shit, right?
Yeah, it was like 60 pioneers going out.
Oh,
it was
like a city.
It was like exactly what you're saying. Where it was like a town is following the gold rush. It's a year after. It's 1850. It's 1 year later.
Was there like a specific leader? Is that why it's called Donner?
I'm thinking. I think you're probably. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Usually that's how it went.
Exactly. Hey man, I'm the head of the.
Dude who was like,
I got the biggest house.
We're going, and everybody else was like, I got nothing else to do, dude.
Our whole family's going, our cousin's going, and you're either staying or you're coming with.
And they were just like, I mean, it doesn't seem any different. It seems fine.
Yeah. And then they get stuck, and where they get stuck, it's 10 years before the railroad is built, and the railroad is built like right fucking there,
like right after they killed each other,
and right in the same spot.
It's like
they would have never. They were 10 years too early. There was no, but now it's Truckee, California, which you might have heard. It's a decent skiing town. It's literally where Lake Tahoe. It's where you go to ski when you ski Tahoe.
Okay, cool.
They literally. They froze where people ski Tahoe, like the main part. It's like they froze in the town limits of Truckee. Like you go see it, and it's like, this is where they eat each other, and it's like there's a Walgreens right next door now. It's like it's like a high end city. It's like a Vail-esque city.
Yeah,
and they all just fucking couldn't make it. They stayed there for a lot of them survived. About half of them survived, and they ate everyone who died. But it's like,
so
why didn't they leave?
Didn't kill people and eat them. They ate the people that had frozen.
But they were like waiting for people. They were like, Johnny looking like he's gonna pass soon. Johnny's looking tasty. They were waiting for the right one.
That is like next level.
They were
gossip.
and it's like writing it in their diaries. Like, dude, don't you have any worry that you're gonna be the one that dies? And
yeah, I just love the idea. That's like next level water cooler talk at work.
Who's the tasty guy? Ooh. What's the thing too? They were literally the entire time. They were like 12 miles from, I think, Reno or something. There's like some other,
like from a city.
Yeah, like
where they could have survived. For sure.
For sure.
Why did they stop moving?
I don't. It still blows my mind. It's just one of those things you read about in history where you're like, why didn't some of them try and so half of them
That's
were
why
rescued.
it's a story, by the way, is because it's insane.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, history's
they ate each
full
other.
of crazy
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, imagine the people showed up. It's like, you guys know we're a half day's walk.
Yeah.
You know the town. You guys left like an hour ago.
Dude, all of history's full
You guys
of
just stayed an hour
insane
away.
shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, well,
like,
and that's one of my favorites. The
dude,
Chicago.
even like 9/11 by now
Oh, yeah.
has been like watered down to the
Oh,
point
yeah.
where like you hear about it and
Oh
you're
yeah,
just
people
like,
yeah.
get over it. Because it's like crazy shit happens all the time. Dude, 50 years from now, the only thing they're going to say about 9/11
Yeah.
is that like it's going to be the top, like in a history
People won't
textbook,
empathize why people outside of the towers were freaking out. Like, people won't get why everyone in
not
Chicago,
directly involved.
yeah, like everyone all across the country was panicking. People won't get. You were in a town of 1,000. Why were you panicking?
Yeah,
It's
why
like,
did you give a shit? Because they're like
You were just. It was so confusing. You
like
just,
it's how I feel about the shuttle exploding.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
who cares?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, like
yeah, exactly.
70 years before that, an entire township of people ate each other. Like fucking 100 years before that shuttle exploded, they were just eating each other in fucking Utah, like fucking 5 miles from a city. Oh, dude, it stopped.
I know it takes some momentum to get going. It's got us. We have this broken ass dryer. Once he started,
Why don't you just ask about it, dude?
it's so fucked up in there, man. You don't want to go. It's like the
It's
wall.
like my bedroom.
It's way worse, bro. It's crazy in there. It is like a thing where I'm like, all right, we're gonna have to leave this place soon.
Oh, why?
No,
Did you fuck it up? Or
No, there's no ventilation. The dryer's just been for years just exhausting into the and it's just the walls peel because of the moisture, and the walls are just peeling off. They're just filled with black mold. And
Dude, it's back. It's gone. Again, I told you this is gonna ruin this.
The mics will work.
Podcast. This is gonna be me and you going, "Fuck it, goddamn it!" And either they can hear it or they don't. And either way, it ruins the whole thing.
Have you?
She's a genius, dude. Your roommate is like.
Well, the thing is,
next
every
level.
other day I have started my laundry so that it would be my stuff in the dryer, so I could just keep it off. I plan it from like, because you have to, like, the washer takes an hour.
You have to plan it.
You have
like
to, yeah.
hours
You got to
and
make
days,
sure
dude.
it's open.
Yeah, you're a schemer. I'm surprised. Like you, whenever I think of Donovan, I think of you doing this.
How does it get done? How does it get done?
Just or doing this move though.
Just move.
Just rubbing your hands together, dude.
All right, we've earned a break. Unless
think?
it stopped. Oh, bring another talking point.
Dude, I got another talking
Bring another talking point.
Because I was thinking about this today, how funny it is on social media. Like, you always see the uncle or the aunt with, like, 3 followers posting shit about, like, it'll be, like, Nancy Pelosi's
getting way
salary,
yeah.
blah, 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 net worth. And then the other side, and they'll be like, both sides don't care about you. I would love it if they got assassinated. Like, if they got assassinated in really suspicious circumstances just because they posted, like, a Twitter thing about the fucking Clintons
It would be
killing
cool
people.
if like the whole Q conspiracy switched to like targeting, like, no, there's this one aunt and she's the main Clinton victim. No. There was all those people in Arkansas.
She died of breast cancer, but really it was implanted by the Clintons in '83.
What if, like, I have a great grandma who's in her 90s and she's a great lady, hopefully has several more years. But when that time comes,
Several.
when that time comes,
Hopefully she has like 4.
I mean, she's good. She's in her mid,
Yeah.
but when it ends up like the whole family, we're big Irish family, ranges the whole political spectrum. If I'm just in front of like she's a matriarch, hundreds of great grandkids and grandkids, and I just go, the Clintons killed her. At her funeral, I want to say something to all of you.
I got something important.
Hillary Clinton is the reason Grandma's dead.
You should do that, dude. That would be amazing.
Grandma had a lot to post. My grandma does post a lot, or used to. Doesn't post so much anymore, Grandma. Well, I'm betting the under on several. No, I love my grandma. She is a fucking matriarch. It is cool though, like when you see a matriarch or patriarch of your family, where you're like, there's like hundreds of people's lives under her in the family.
Yeah,
tree,
like hundreds.
Yeah.
And potentially
Well, it will
thousands.
get to hundreds, and it will get to thousands. Yeah. At some point. Yeah.
We should do that, by the way. We should go
Kill our grandmas with Hillary Clinton.
No. Who are those protesters that like keep showing up at like military
Westboro?
funeral? We should Westboro Baptist Church people, but with Clinton conspiracy theories. Just holding signs. The Clintons did this.
So I was in college during the all Occupy Wall Street, and that was my sophomore year, and I was in New York City, so it's the height of like where Wall Street is.
Yeah.
And
So it was sick, dude.
it was
you were getting
sick. I was like
crazy Wookiee snatch, dude.
oh, bro, if
You
that
were
was
just
on the
having
table.
so much sex with women
Who's
with
it?
armpit hair.
What is awesome is the guy whose memory is that. The guy whose memory of Wall Occupy was like, I was getting so, bro. I was in the tent.
So much pussy
I was
for
in the
just
free
letting people
city.
Take a shower in a shit.
I was in the free city, just getting so much sniz on the plaza of 9/11. That's what's fucked up. It was literally. It's right across the street from the World Trade Center, the plaza where it happened.
Yeah.
It was like, so it's like the plaza everyone ran to like, that's where they occupied.
They ran.
Hopefully they kept running. If they didn't keep running, they got fucked. They better have kept running. But there was just all these things. But I remember, so the first time we went, it was like the height. It was like crazy pandemonium. And it's everyone's, it was a good working class movement, working class solidarity, way to go. But the end was this guy, it's his dad, this crazy guy, and he's like panning out flyers, and he's like, thousands of children are kidnapped every year by the Japanese.
Wait, what is this?
This is the flyer. That's how I got it, and that's how I reacted. It was like, what is...
You were just walking around.
Yeah, well, Occupy Wall Street, which is about working class struggles. This one guy protesting amongst the other people.
Just like in their midst.
And he's like, he hands me a flyer, and it's like thousands of children are kidnapped by the Japanese every year.
Was it like a good flyer, or was it like drawn in crayons?
It was like, yeah, it was both. It was like clearly mass printed, the drawn in crayon.
like he went to like Office Depot or whatever and got it printed like a bunch.
He's like,
really nice
let me. First step, the Xerox machine.
Yeah, like he made really nice copies,
yeah.
but of a thing he drew in crayon.
Yeah.
Like laminated.
Yeah. And then the details. It was basically what it amounted to was, the wife leaves the husband, moves to Japan. Japan won't, Japan's not going to fight, so he just lost custody of his kid.
Oh, well, that's probably real.
That's very real, and it's depressing.
Yeah, but
it's sad. But it's also like
Americans probably do it way more.
And it's not just Japan. It's like, sorry,
Every
bro.
country
Every
does
country's
that.
getting
Yeah.
it. Yeah, every country's doing it.
He's only doing
Moms
that
are
because
doing
his
kid,
wife stole his kid.
I don't know. And he's had some other protest trying to like get us, but it was like the flyer was like thousands of children.
Like, infiltrate other protests and just
then this thing too.
submit
Right?
your crazy shit.
This is just a big part of it. That's what like politicians do with
Yeah,
bills. They throw
capitalist
everything.
pigs.
Yeah.
Japanese are kidnapping my children.
That's what like politics bills are like a lot of time. It'll be like it's illegal to shoot a person bill, and then it'll be illegal to have guns in a hospital bill, and then it's like, but you also, babies can't, babies. There's crazy stuff. I don't know. Horrible
what
example.
What are you getting at, dude?
When a law has one thing that makes sense, maybe for instance, you can't shoot a baby, but then you find out, but you also, you can hit a baby.
That is,
and then they're like, oh, we can't pass the law because you can hit a baby, but you're like, you're evil. You can't shoot a baby. Sometimes that happens in politics.
okay.
They stack a bill with a lot of things. Here
yeah,
I could give
like
a better
it's layers
example.
of
I
shit.
could give them way better
Yeah.
example. In my ward, we had
Sorry, I wasn't trying to be mean, but
no, I
was
had
like,
a horrible. That was a
that
horrible
doesn't
example.
make any sense.
And I actually have a way more boring but way more realistic example.
Okay, cool.
So there's an X amount of budget every ward your alderman can pay to a project. And they send us a list, and we got to vote, which was cool. And this is the first time I got to do it. And it was basically, do you want a stop sign here? Do you want a pickleball court here? And I was like, oh, fuck the pickleball court. I don't play that. And then and the other one was, or do you want a bike lane 1 block over there? And it's just like a 1 block stretch of bike lane added. But if you get that, you also have to get we're going to install those signs that tell you how fast you're driving. It's like, you watch your speed, it's 40. And I hate those signs because I like to speed. He's like, we're gonna, and I was like, but I wanted the bike lane, so I took both. You know.
Yeah. I see exactly what you mean. They sneak other laws.
Yeah.
That was a better example.
Yeah. But the babies.
It was
maybe
also more boring.
Yeah.
Because baby shit, like abusing babies, is always interesting. You know.
That's where comedy started. We were talking about. It starts with the bed sex jokes, the Houdinis and whatnots, but it really starts with dead baby jokes.
Yeah.
And it's weird that some people as adults, they freak out, but I'm like, don't you remember being a kid and those were the funniest jokes?
Yeah, don't you remember middle school?
Yeah, and it's like every kid thought that was funny in middle school.
Don't you remember being 12 and your homie comes up to you and hits you with the first dead baby joke and you just, again, shatters your mind?
And it's like, oh, this is what jokes need to be.
Yeah, you were like, oh my God, dude.
What's the difference between a dead baby and a truck full of bowling balls?
Yeah.
Can't unload a truck full of bowling balls with a pitchfork.
Hey, that's a good one.
That was my first and favorite.
My first was always what's the difference between a dead baby and piles of trash? I don't have a garage full of or I don't have a garage full of piles of trash, or you know what I mean? Just being like, I got dead babies in my pocket, and you're just like, oh shit, dude!
It's always some obscure thing, and then to just throw it back to no, I have the dead baby.
I have dead babies, and you're just like, just,
what's the difference between dead babies and those Springsteen tickets that went on sale at 10 a.m.? I have the dead babies.
Yeah. I don't have Springsteen tickets. Oh, so he's got babies. Like, yeah, that's the whole thing. And then that was like the first time you're also like, oh, dude, it's funny to be the villain.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny if you're a bad dude. And you're like doing bad shit.
And they wonder why straight white men get into comedy.
Yeah, and why we get into trouble. Because everything cool is bad boy behavior, dude.
Everything cool is bad boy behavior.
For sure.
I
will fucking attest to that. For sure. Dude. Bring
Honestly,
me a cool thing and tell me it's not bad boy behavior. Bring me one cool thing. Dude, God's cool. That's not bad boy behavior.
God's about it, and a lot of people use God for naughty boy behavior.
That is true. So I guess my point disproven, dude. Yeah. It is bad boy behavior to love God, because the more you love God, the more you want to fuck all of His creations.
True.
And then you're just like, what is my forbidden fruit? You know?
Yeah, it's crazy that
it's boy testicles. So the most holy men just fucking gotta get at that.
So like the devil. You know,
why do you keep doing this?
I was burping.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that a sign for me to shut up?
It's weird that the devil, like, he turned into a snake, right? And that's like the only time he did that, right? Uh-huh. One trick only. one and done.
Yeah, that's his only magic
I'm
trick.
doing it once. But
he never made an elephant disappear, nothing, dude.
I was thinking, it's like, okay, so Adam and Eve, they were together, and then the snake shows up, and the snake's the devil, right?
Yeah.
But didn't God kick Lucifer out of heaven? And then he went and started hell, and he's the devil.
Yeah.
And then so God creates Adam and Eve, everything in that first week, presumably creates Lucifer in that week. Mm-hmm. And then so it chronologically was similar. Like in Game of Thrones, when they cut back between the Lannisters and the Starks, we could be cutting back between Adam and Eve in the garden.
Yeah, they could have been more creative with the Bible, for sure. Like in terms of author.
Do you want to write a new one?
Is that what you were trying to get at this whole time? You're like, I want to recreate the Bible and really set up why this snake's hanging out. No, but sorry, finish your point.
I mean, it's just interesting, like that. You're like, oh wait, yeah, I get. I mean, you did just kind of like get to what my heart at, which is I'm just being an annoying atheist. But there's a huge plot hole in that. Like,
sorry, get to your fucking point. Or were you going to say something other than God's lame and the Bible's fake?
No, God is cool, but the Bible is probably partially fake. It's probably partially made up. I mean, I've never seen a talking snake, and
that is true.
Unless you call my Willie.
But also, I've never seen proof that the Earth isn't flat. So, because I've never looked, but I'm sure
that one
it's
I
there.
feel like that one it is like, but it's like I take planes and it does look.
It does look rounded.
It looks rounded up there, right?
Yeah, it looks rounded.
That's why I was always like, bro,
just go up really high.
And I also feel like if you
Look around.
It's like that
dude.
one's you can fly across the like.
You can also see it from like the peaks of really tall mountains. When
Yeah,
there's no
100%.
clouds.
Yeah.
Like, I know you've been
About
around
you,
in
yeah,
the
yeah,
Rockies and
yeah.
shit. Like you can kind of see it just from
Yeah,
like,
you
really
see
high
like
up.
yeah,
You're
like
kinda
how it's like it's not what you'd expect.
It distorts you, dude. It fucks
Yeah.
with your head for sure.
And I feel like everyone who's hasn't looked out of a plane, or and it's a thing too of
yeah,
like,
it's like you
and you could
only
also
think
conceive that
because you've never left your house.
and you can buy a flight like you could fly around the world. You could conceivably fly from here to China, and then China to Europe, and then Europe to here, and that would be around the world.
Yeah, that would be, and it would be straight. Yeah, and you could map
you
it.
could pay attention and be like, yeah, we always were
Well,
going.
the problem is these people have no money, and so they need something to put their faith in. So
I think you're getting to the heart of it, which is the problem with America is the poor people, and I agree. It definitely is the problem with hotels.
And a lot of people,
it's definitely the problem with hotels.
yeah, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, let's fix that by helping the poor."
And I'm like, get
rid of them.
move them to a state that in Alabama.
Yeah, put them somewhere, dude. But I mean, that is kind of what they did. Like, if you go to Mississippi, it is mostly just poor dudes, and then like the rich dudes that like.
Oh, here's another.
manage 'em.
I haven't been able to tell. What do you think of this? Okay, it's like people. I'm pro-immigrant, and it's like I want more immigrants, right? But not everyone wants immigrants.
Yeah, I
But
like immigrants.
I like immigrants too,
They're yummy.
especially because a lot of immigrants that are women are hot.
Yeah, they bring sexy ladies, dude.
So quit
Back
cock
to
blocking me.
misogyny,
I
dude.
no, but I want these right. I want a bros. Don't cock block us.
Yeah, bros.
Let the hot chicks in.
Well,
Let us get the
all
hot
the
chicks.
bros that do that, I guarantee they're all married.
We're single, bro.
Yeah,
let us.
cool, dude. Just because
Every
you married a honky and now your life's hell.
We want hot Latinas, hot
Yeah, dude.
Iranian women,
I want Haitians, dude.
Haitians, bro.
Fucking Haitian.
I would take a Haitian.
An Iranian? That was a good pick.
That's the one I've been wanting recently.
Really?
Iranian. I've learned how to say it. I didn't know how to say it 30 years.
learned
It was
it.
Iranian. I said Iranian the whole time, but it is. I've learned. I've met two. They're not allowed in here, which is good. Keep them away. They follow me on Instagram. Don't like my pictures. That hurts, but I met them. And I said, you can't come to America. And they said no. And I was like,
Iranians can't come to America?
no, we don't let them in. Well, there's only so many visas. There's very few. And what's fucking the irony of it is like the corrupt Islamic Republic, the regime that like the
they're only
Ayatollah.
gonna send the bad boys.
They only send the bad boys. It's only corrupt politics, and it's like so.
They're not going to bring sexy ladies. They're
I
not
know.
going to send their sexy ladies.
But you go to
us,
if you
dude.
go to Europe, there is like
Sexy Iranians.
there's sexy Muslim women who are like born the day they're born. Their moms are like, it's super repressive here, but we
Get
gotta
outta
save.
here.
We gotta save up money till you're like 8 college age.
And we're
And
gonna
get you out of here. And then they're like smart, independent,
Smart, cool, strong.
cool, strong. They know they've dealt with real misogyny.
So you just cracking a couple jokes isn't gonna bug them. They're like, you're not trying to.
You're
Never mind.
not trying to keep me from driving at a
You're
law.
not trying to cut off my body parts. You're
Yeah,
just
Not trying to for going to school.
yeah,
Yeah,
trying to blind me with acid because I learned how to read.
yeah, but don't read.
Yeah, but it is
Oh.
lame when they read.
Joking.
Hey, 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 everybody! Jokes, comedy pickup.
But let them in, and then also let all the gays in. And here's what I think with this caveat.
Well,
with
only let the gays, like specifically.
Well, no,
let
first
more gays
we
in?
let all the
Or
women.
Are we not? We're not like excluding gays from visas, right? That's not.
No. Here's what I'm
Okay.
thinking. The reason,
You're saying we
I think
should
the
only
only
exclusively let more. We should purposefully let more gay dudes.
100%. And here's my thing. I believe in double standards. I believe the only threat
Me too.
from immigrants are from male immigrants.
I completely.
No
agree.
woman or gay dude is going to come over here and bomb us. Let's let them in.
I mean, they might think it, and then they're gonna get here, and they're gonna be like,
Drive the woman.
because this
a woman
country
gonna
is
drive
the
the truck.
dopest if you're a woman or gay dude.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not saying it's
Yeah.
perfect. I'm saying of other places,
Yeah.
this is the dopest.
So we let them all in. And here's the thing: women and gay people. Not everyone likes gay people, which is wrong. But
Well, gay gals too. Let's
Yeah,
be clear here.
gay gals.
all kinds of gays, bis, whatever. kinds of
100%.
gays. As long as you don't fuck women.
All the
Is
gay
that
men.
What we're getting at? Can you
I
fuck
mean,
women? So no lesbos.
we can let lesbos in. I'm not
Okay,
against
okay,
it.
okay.
But all
Lesbians. Sorry, you can't call them lesbos.
they all have all the gay men. You can all move here across the world, no matter what. You have a permanent visa, but you have to move to a city like Cincinnati. We can decide the city
Oh, and like make it dope.
and make that city dope. And then it's like that city grows by like 5 million.
That's a fucking really good
And then
idea.
that now you have a reason to visit that city as a gay man in America, you're like, oh, I want to go see all the gay immigrants, all the great gay Brazilians, all the gay Chinese, any ethnicity. And then flip side, you're like, as an American, you're like, dude, I want to go to Cincinnati. They have the best theater there. Yeah. They have the best restaurants.
Yeah. Dope interior design.
Dope interior design, architecture. Totally revitalizes museums, art, revitalizes the city. Bam. And then you see how dope that city is. And
that is a really good idea.
Super diverse.
Because I feel like right now the visa stipulate are like doctors and shit. And it's like, dude, we're already losing that battle.
Yeah, we need some.
We win from culture.
Oh, yeah.
We're America. We've technology and all that. That is... We're hanging on to straws. What are we doing, dude? Just move on. Let's lean in
100%.
to Hollywood, pop culture, TikTok. Let's lean into that shit and just only invite like dope, chill gay dudes, chill fucking chicks, hot Iranians, dude, and also just like sweet like people with great content.
100%. And
like
if you have like a great
follower
to follow,
like crazy straight. That dude can get it. Like
any Indian who could build a pool, any Indian building a pool in a backyard somewhere,
allowed, dude.
Bringing him in.
You can come in. You're dope because you're gonna again
build pools for us
and increase the culture, man.
Oh, so much culture. If you're making good content,
had a dude that was hand building people dope pools.
Yeah,
you'd be like, maybe I'll move to Cincinnati.
I'll say this: where does any dude get off? Any dude with less than 1,000 followers get off not being pro-immigrant? When there's immigrants out there with literal blue check marks.
Yeah.
And hundreds of thousands.
Yeah,
if you have 100,000...
You don't know what the American dream is.
If you're verified on Insta or Facebook, to me, that's a visa. That's a U.S. visa.
Yes, exactly, dude.
You got a blue check mark? That's a U.S. passport.
Yeah, you just nailed it. Yeah. You got a blue check mark. That's a red, white, and blue check mark, in my opinion, dude. Bring him back. Bring him in.
We need you here. There's this British guy who goes around and he like gives these super specific YouTube videos where he's like, I'm taking the world's fastest plane ride. And it's like a 13-second plane ride over an island. And he's like, he went to this like fucking canal out in the far suburbs and he's like, there's an electric fence in this river to kill all the fish. And it's so that the fish don't go up the river into Lake Michigan, the carp. Super boring and interesting to me, but
that's crazy.
But
that's dope.
Like,
how does the electricity not like? I've seen cartoons, dude.
So they have like multiple fences and they do it at different. So it's like
no, but I mean, how doesn't electricity just like travel through water and kill everybody? I've seen Scooby Doo.
Yeah, right.
So
exactly.
What's going on? How does it not just destroy the whole?
So it's
river?
like you have to not be. So it like it does dissipate at some level of like.
Okay. So
but you have to like. But it is a thing where it's like
you can't be within like.
If you like go in this like 1,000-foot area, you'll for sure die like immediately. Like
they rope it off, right?
It's super fenced off and all this stuff, but it is like, but it's super specific. It was a super specific, super niche engineering thing, and it's so that invasive fish don't swim upstream.
Yeah.
But
that's dope. That
yeah,
dude, like,
it's just a guy. Yeah, and it's like 100%.
We need those foreigners. Dude.
I know.
You said he was a foreign dude, right?
Yeah, just some British
dude. Me and you are both burping up because of these root beer floats.
I know.
This audio is gonna be fucked. It's earlier. I was doing this too. I was like, and I realized I was doing it in the same hand I was holding the mic. I was like, oh fuck, dude! I just stepped on his story with clanks.
Oh man.
Yeah. That's dope. I agree, dude. More immigrants.
Get the job done.
Not in the old school racist way of being like, oh, they
I'm fully
do my
like,
yard work.
I'm
fully
like
social media immigrants.
And my like most liberal belief is that like all immigrants, because if you really want to come to America, fucking come. There is space for you.
Yeah,
there's like, and who am I to say that you can't come when it's like most people here suck. Yeah, you're gonna be better. You even just traveling.
I don't
here,
want them to have jobs.
Yeah,
like everyone I've ever heard be like they're taking our jobs. I'm like good. Fuck you.
100%.
I would so much rather Jose. He's so much cooler. Have you talked to Jose?
I'd much rather have a Mexican restaurant than whatever fucking thing.
Yeah, whatever fucking lame
thing you're bringing.
Yeah.
And no.
Diner you were going to have. It's like, dude, I've had cheeseburgers.
But Mexicans will work at the diner too, all the same.
Yeah,
so I like a good diner.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a diner boy. I do talk about diners.
When I said Jose, he was Honduran, so you're racist.
No, I'm okay with all that. But I'm just saying, getting back to diners, that I want to defend the Chicago 24-hour, like Golden Nugget, Golden Apple. In your childhood, have you had did you have things like that?
There
you had the
one
South, so you had
diner.
Waffle House.
When I was in the South.
What did
there
you
was
have
some
in
Waffle
Colorado
Houses.
in terms
Nothing.
of what was the place we did breakfast in? One of the places that was kind of decent, but it felt like it closed at 12. And we had a
There's a place called Eagle Diner. I don't think we ate there.
This place did donuts, and I think they may have given me a couple free donuts. They said he looks like a boy who could use a free donut.
That was Northside. Yeah, they're not at all like they're like a fancy pants diner.
I like that.
They're
spot,
one of those ones with like $20
Yeah.
hashes, but the hash is like crazy.
If that was randomly open 24/7, I would give that its props. I think it closed at like breakfast, like lunchtime, right?
Yeah, it's not like a crazy.
So that's
dope.
what I like.
There's nothing like that. That's why I like Golden Apple and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
dude.
like that's my favorite. Like in some ways, it's underappreciated how. Because I always thought that was everywhere kind of a thing, but it's like
not at all, dude.
Yeah,
that's the sickest, dude. Like 2
And Waffle House doesn't have booths. They have booths, but they don't have cushioned. And
No,
you
they
don't want
spots.
you don't want the cushion booths at the Waffle House.
No, the Waffle House is a different thing. Waffle
needs to
House
be
is like you
wiped
go
downable.
in and you go out. Like you get in, get out of a Waffle House.
Yeah, there you sit down and like, but that's a great way to end your night at 3 a.m. is at the diner
Yes,
and just like,
dude, I do it by myself all the time.
Yeah.
Like especially after Beer Belly.
Yeah, you just like I need a full
shout
meal.
out.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Shout out.
Thursday late nights.
Yeah,
1 a.m.
Dosimo.
Hell yeah.
Fucking Miller.
Melton.
Melton.
We've named 3 open mic hosts now.
Shouts.
All killers. All killers.
Shouts. One of the greatest mics in the city, but that's like
in
one
the
of
world. In the world. There's because any of the greatest mics in Chicago are the greatest mics in the world.
That's
but
fair.
open mics are sad. So that's not
Yeah, I mean they're not that dope. I mean it's fun because I get to go and I get hammered, and then Dan will just put me up at some point, so that's always fun. But I always will just like leave that because on the way to my house there's a Golden Apple, so I'll just be in Golden Apple at 2 a.m. just alone.
Yeah, yeah.
And they also serve alcohol,
That's my whole point too. That's
so you
what
can
I'm
like get a beer. It's like literally the only place in the city to get beer at like 3 a.m. It's a Golden Apple.
Exactly.
And it's like not even that overpriced.
No,
it's like
it's
$1
normal.
more
Yeah,
than
yeah.
it should be.
No, it's like a Corona is $7.
Yeah.
It's less. It's like with the tax because you get taxed. That's what. Yeah. So no, it's a very. That's what I love about diners. It's because exactly that. The bars close at 5. You go there. Most times they'll give you the beer at 6. It's literally like you can literally drink. I've
all night.
And I've talked about it before. I've only done it.
We should do that.
I've only done it twice, and it was at a Mexican diner at Diversity Milwaukee Kimball. But where the bar, it was a Saturday. The bars close at 5 on Saturday.
5 a.m.
Yeah, so bars. There's 4 a.m. bars. There's 2 a.m. and 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. bars, right?
Yeah.
On Saturday, it's 3 a.m. 5 a.m.
For where?
Every bar in Chicago is like this.
You
And
can
it's
go
been
to
the whole
5
way.
a.m. in Chicago?
Every 4 a.m. bar is a 5 a.m. bar on Saturday.
Dude, sick. I gotta live in this
Yeah.
city more, bro.
Yeah, I know. Man. Have you been to the Owl?
No, let's do it.
Yeah, we should do one night where we go like crazy, like
just
23-year-olds.
all night.
Like, yeah,
let's do it, dude.
because
Just kill ourselves the next day.
oh man, the Owl is. I haven't been there. It's not a fun place, but when it's down the block from where I grew up.
Okay, word.
Logan Boulevard and Milwaukee Avenue. It's a 4 a.m. bar. It goes to 5 on Saturday. And when I moved back, I was living at my dad the first few months, so I was like down the block from it. And I remember this. We were going like multiple nights, and I had friends visiting for a week, so we were going to that bar like multiple nights. And I met this guy with one leg. He was like 50. He lost a leg. I forget for some crazy shit. And then and he was like doing nitrous with this guy who was like our age. I was like 23. And he had and the nitrous guy was like his like the guy who was going to get him. Like this guy was disabled with the one leg, so he needed this guy to get around. It was just such a crazy thing. And then we just leave this 5 minutes later, and 30 seconds later, I leave these two guys. It was like my second night drinking with them in a row. And then I've never seen him again, but I was drinking with them 2 nights in a row, yeah. And my friends, and it was like...
Was it on purpose, or was it just like you happened to
We
be
went to
there
the
too?
same bar 2 nights in a row. We went to the Owl.
And then
like,
you saw
on a
him and you were
weeknight.
like, yo!
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
And then,
it wasn't like you got each other's numbers and were like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want to
no,
meet here
100%.
tomorrow?
And
in,
then
like,
I've never seen him
an
since.
equally sad way.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Oh, man. And we leave. My friends go to their Airbnb or their hotel. This is pre-Airbnb. and they stay in the shadiest hotel ever. It's one of these ones on Lincoln up by There's like they're all built from like
gnarly,
it was so gnarly. They're only existing because of prostitutes. Like
exactly.
It was, and they were nasty. And it was $100 a night, which is kind of a lot. Like you could get. Like as
they know how to get you, dude.
Yeah, it was
If you bring a hooker somewhere and you spend $50 on a hooker, you're gonna spend $100 on a room. I love the idea of spending more on the room than the hooker.
Probably true. And then, but 5 seconds after I leave my friends and this guy right at the corner, these two guys are fighting each other on the hood of a car.
What, the dude with the two dudes you were drinking
completely
with?
different people. But
Just
this was like 10
dudes.
seconds later.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, one guy's beating on him, and I walk past and I'm like, hey man, it's all love, because I'm drunk, which I would never say if like two dudes fight.
That's an insane move, dude.
And
To try and break up the fight by just being like, oh dude, peace.
And they were like fist fighting.
Yeah. You don't even like put your hands on them. You're like 20 feet away. You're just like, peace, bros.
That's exactly what happened, basically. And the two guys stopped fighting. They turn to me and they go, you know what? You're right.
No way, dude.
And then they
there's no way. They were like, oh fuck, little man's right.
This keeps going, man. This gets one of the guys is shirtless.
That's
he's
a
like
crazy level of fighting to be able to break up with just that sentence.
No, I was so fucked up.
Shirtless dude.
I was black. I was like, I wouldn't have done this now. This was
you were
so
like
stupid.
near
I regret.
blackout, like
exactly.
that point where you're
yeah,
like you are that drunk. You just remember it.
I'm usually that's where usually I get. I usually never get to full
blackout
where I don't know where.
That's gnarly. That's a gnarly.
I respect you. I respect your hustle, buddy.
This is a gnarly move.
But so I go. And they're like, "You're right. We shouldn't be fighting. we don't even know each other." And they're like, "Let's go." And then and they're like, I was like, well, "Let's go sing karaoke." And then so we all get in the car and we go to Alice's to sing karaoke.
Who drove?
The shirtless guy. He's the
guy.
guy.
Most drunk.
They were fighting. They were fighting on his trunk. Apparently what happened is like he was walking by and like he like fuck you, like I'm walking here type thing. The guy got out of his car and just started beating him up. And then I walk by and I go like, damn, it's all love.
They were like, let's go do karaoke.
And then the one guy's like, let's go karaoke. And this was before I did karaoke. I don't think I did karaoke. Like,
this is the first time you've ever done karaoke.
I don't think I even did it that night, but this was the first time I went to. This was for sure the first time I went to this karaoke bar, which is it's Belmont Central Park. Alice's great bar. And it was like 5.
We should recreate this exact night.
I will go. I will do. I will drink this.
Owls, then fucking go to do karaoke with some shirtless dude.
And it's like 4. It's like right before last call, and oh man, these two couples start like making out with each other. It's like a 4-way poly thing. And this was very early on. This was like and it was just me and all these like Mexican dudes. They all couldn't speak English. We're all just like. Ooh. That's funny. It was fun. It was weird. It was
all
like
just hard.
Well, the boys would kiss each other, then kiss the girls. Yeah, it was all of it. It was all of them kissing each other. All
Mexican
4.
dudes don't fuck with boys kissing.
We were laughing at it, and I still laugh.
Especially where they like working dudes.
Yeah, they were like, yeah.
Like
I was like, and I was like, I'm one of the essays.
Yeah.
Me and the hombres.
They had like the boots, but they were untied.
Yeah, they worked all day for sure. They had like the checkered, tight checkered, like almost flannel.
They got the Carhartt.
No, the
Carhartt pants.
Yeah, Carhartt type pants or the Dockers or whatever. Not Dockers, the Wrangler. They mustaches. But then, I walk out of Alice's. It's closing time. I have this on video somewhere, and I'm gonna have to dig it up and share it with this because I gotta find it. It's he grabs the shirtless guy grabs a box.
Is he still? He's not still shirtless.
He's still shirtless. He doesn't go in the bar the entire time. He cracks a beer from his.
He just sat in his car.
Me and the guy who fought go to the bar. He stays in the. He's drinking in a car. He's drinking outside on the street. He has beers in his.
He literally just like you guys? It was his idea.
He drove us there, and then he didn't even go in. Yeah,
it was his idea to go to this bar, right?
Because I wouldn't have known. It had to have been his idea, and he didn't go into the bar. Yes, I'm pulling.
This dude's the best.
Granted, the bar was like closing. It did close. This would have been. We could have only because we were already leaving
and then left.
We might have not even had time for that one drink.
Okay.
I'm thinking
so
we might have even been there at last call.
So it wasn't like he was there for like an hour. He was there for
we were
10
there.
Minutes.
We might have been there. It's one of those nights where we might have been there for 2 minutes. We might have been there for an hour. We definitely weren't there for over an hour.
Yeah.
we walk out. I walk, and then he's drinking his beer from his car in front of the bar, and then shirtless, he grabs this box he finds, hangs it on the fence post next door, and takes out a switchblade and just starts throwing it at the fucking box, practicing his switchblade throws. Yeah, no, 100%. He does it like 5 times. I have that. I hope to God I can pull that up.
That would be amazing. Dude.
And shirtless the whole time. And then I only live like I only
Did
live.
you get his number?
At the time,
Is
yeah,
your roommate?
he ended up calling me. This is so. Then we all go.
The story, then tell me the aftermath.
So that all winds down, and then we all have the idea, me, the guy who's fighting earlier, to get back into his car. And I was only like half a mile from home, but I was like, I'll take a ride home from him. And luckily, I live half a mile, so he's dropping me off. But at that point, we start to realize. So then he's dropping me off, and that's just him and the other guy. And that other guy doesn't know where he's going. He's an out-of-towner, so he's like, he doesn't know what hotel he's staying at.
Oh, the shirtless or the
shirtless guy is like a lifetime Chicago and it's just a drunk. Okay. And then the tourist, it was the other guy was like a tourist, and he looked like he was just a quiet kid.
He's like a normal dude. Yeah.
But
He didn't know the fucking whirlwind he was in for, dude.
But there was still hints of like, well, you're fighting this old guy, and then you're getting in a car with him. It's like there's signs of like this guy wasn't all there either.
Yeah.
And then I was starting to pick that up, and then at the very end, it was like he had no idea where he had to go, and I was like, well, I'm getting fuck out of here. I gotta go.
I hate that move, dude.
And luckily, I was like I didn't have him drop me off in front of my house. Like I was like half a block just by a convenience of one ways.
Yeah.
So it was like, thank God, like he doesn't know exactly where I live, so he can never come back to like exactly where I'm at. This guy was sketchy. Turns out,
yeah, I mean
he had my number. Yeah, I know. He had my number. He calls me a few days later, and he goes, "Yeah, that guy was like a homeless traveling, like riding the rails, homeless guy. He was staying at like a shelter downtown. That like where he was trying to describe was a shelter. He eventually figured out what it was." And it's like, yeah, that guy was like...
So it turns out the kid you thought was like the nice, soft-spoken is the crazier one.
Was the crazier one. And then that shirtless guy got him into the thing. I think gave him $20 everything, too, yeah.
Oh, so it turns out...
Yeah.
Dude, again, mine getting shattered by just... Old Chicago dude throwing a switchblade winds up being the hero.
I know. I was like... He did say something like, oh, we should hang out again. I was like...
You're like, that seems like a normal night for you. I'm not super into that. All right, what are we at, dude?
Any last talking points?
We're at an hour and a half. Switch over to the Patreon.
Well, we fucked up a little, so let's get one last talking point in.
Okay, cool. Oh, dude. I was, we talked earlier about gunk in the mouth.
Yeah.
When you get, like, gunk mouth.
And then we got our milkshake.
And I was thinking
mustache.
about how funny it would be if someone tried to like start a religion but had gunk mouth. So people were like, dude, I don't buy Moses. He had gunk mouth. like he had shit on the side of his lip, and he comes out with these freaking 10 commandments. Screw that.
It gets me so much, bro. Like,
I get gunk mouth so much.
I know, and it does undermine you so. It's so undermining.
It is, yeah. It's very.
It happens to a lot of people, yeah. But it's like I can't. Like it happens to coworkers too, and I'm like, I don't respect you. But I know it happens to me just as much.
You're just like,
yeah.
Yeah, it happened to me today at the coffee shop with Devin, dude, the homie.
Oh yeah, it's always bad. It sucks. And it's because it's Cottonmouth is just such an exasperator of it. But it's
as I'm leaving, I just talked to him for like whatever. We had the whole conversation about people being anti-cool stuff, and as I'm leaving, he goes, dude. I was like, I had gunk mouth this whole time. He was like, yeah, I didn't know how to bring it up, but I couldn't let you leave with it. I was like, thank you. He's the homie, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Watching out.
We'll go get coffee there sometime.
Yeah.
We'll love it.
Do you ever like wear light pants? Oh my God, this is how you ever like wear light pants and get a little pee on your pants, like just like calico pants type thing?
That's why I don't have any light pants.
Yeah, I don't blame you, bro. I remember one time, this was early.
I piss myself every day.
This was relatively early in cop. Yeah, it was like I was wearing like good work pants, like good khakis, like a nice pair of khakis, but it's like too risky.
Dude, you're being cute.
Too risky. And then oh man, I got
too
so
risky.
And then I was like Irish eyes. They used to have like this super highly raised stage, so like your crotch is just like your crotch is at their high level or more. And then and it was these two women comics. They were just I knew one of them, and they were like just starting. And then I was like, oh yeah. And then I went and used the bathroom, and I had to go on stage, and I just had to be like, I peed myself. This is who I am. I pee myself sometimes.
I pissed my pants.
And it is funny that when you start at comedy and like you have the moment where you piss yourself a minute before you go on stage and you're like, fuck, I still gotta get on stage. You just have to own it.
Yeah.
And then you become a guy who's owned peeing himself. So then you just gradually own these more and more humiliating things and just become a guy who's cool peeing himself in public.
And then you start telling like actual personal stories.
Yeah, you just openly share this like really like you become way more comfortable about like all of my family knows I've gotten a prostitute in Amsterdam, and it's like, okay, chill out, Donovan.
Yeah,
but
I have so many things I'm holding back.
One by one they one by one it ravels
away.
away.
I was literally just about to tell one. And I'm holding it in, dude. I'm gonna hold it in.
There's something. There's some things, but it doesn't.
I'll tell it. Fuck
okay.
it. Okay. Like the one about the girlfriend that used to drug me.
I
found out that girl drugged me a bunch. My family has no idea about that, and I've been working on a joke about that, and I'm just like, shit, dude, because that's like one of my favorite jokes right now.
Yeah, because it's just so hot.
It's just so hot, dude. Yeah, it was a crazy move. I was like, how many times have you drugged me? And she was like, I don't know. I lost track after 8.
Well, Ari Shafir over here dosing.
Yeah, I was
a little acid.
Shit, dude, drugging me, dude. It was Xanax.
Yeah. What if it was like just heroin? What if you
just while I'm sleeping, just injecting my dick with heroin?
Yeah. Like doing some Walter White shit, trying to get you to OD in your sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, maybe we shouldn't have gone in.
Yeah, the last point. Maybe we shouldn't have done the last point. We were grasping at straws there for a second.
Where should we eat food? Let's talk about that. We could. I love talking about food.
I don't know.
I am full of off my root beer float. We could have more root beer float.
We could have another root beer float. I want another whiskey.
Oh,
I want to keep doing this podcast.
All right, go pour yourself a whiskey. All right, give me a sec to take my breath.
Yeah. Catch your breath, dude. Do you want some water or something? Chill out. It is like, this is why I don't want the headphones. Oh, dude, they could definitely hear the washing machine. And I'm so loud for most of this. The audio is going to be so fucked on this first one. That's all right.
I turn it down a little.
It's all right.
You peak at times, dude. But as long as I turn it down.
Yeah, it's fine.
You do hear my breathing too much. You are for sure going to hear this. I know you're going to hear the squeaking.
I am going to be yelling for certain moments, I'm sure. I'm sure you'll hear my breathing at times too. I'm a heavy
There was times where I was and then I'll be like, that was Ryder's breathing. That wasn't my breathing there.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be conscious about it and like trying to like
yeah. I hope you just pass out and like hold your breath.
There's one moment where I could like catch myself like, just minor like panic, and I was just like, chill out. I was like talking about fucking fireflies or something lame, and I was just like, clearly that's why I always douse myself in sugar when we do this, so that it's like uppers. Hippie cannonball.
A hippie cannonball, dude. All right.
Hippie speedball.
Are these uppers? These have no caffeine.
I know. I was bummed about that. It's like, I want caffeine. But do they still have sugar?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, they got 43 grams of sugar.
If I found out A&W root beer had no caffeine and sugar today, dude.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, that's healthy.
Whoa, yeah.
I'm gonna drink that.
It's just like we read the ingredients and it's like, vitamin D? What the fuck? This has got fucking...
This is so delicious. Man.
And then we look at the bottom and it's like, HGH? What the fuck? A&W's been like the greatest workout serum. No one I knew. Yeah, dude, that's actually what I wrote down earlier when you were like, don't write that down. You want to know what I wrote down? This is how dumb I am. You were talking about something serious.
Yeah.
And you were like, don't write that down. And instead what I wrote down was, Pepsi more caffeine than Coke? ? Because I found that out like a week ago and it shattered me. It does, dude. That shattered me.
Pepsi's sweeter. Pepsi, I like Pepsi.
Dude, I get into these modes where like I build an opinion about something, and I just accept it to. Yeah, I'm just like, that's the way it is, dude. And I just for always was like, Coke's the worst thing. It is not just bad. It's the worst one, right? Turns out Pepsi's probably worse. It's got more caffeine and sugar. I think.
For you?
Yeah.
I think Mountain Dew's got to be the worst. Baja Blast.
Oh,
I think a sub Mountain Dew is the worst.
But I just mean even of Coke and Pepsi. Yeah. Like I always, for some reason, in the recesses of my mind, thought of Pepsi as like
they're both horrible.
They're all
worst.
horrible.
Yeah.
All sodas are horrible, dude. Cokes. Cokes. That's what they call them in the South.
I know.
Do you remember that in Texas, dude?
Got Coke.
We went to my sister's wedding, dude. That sister is pregnant. I told you that at your mic. When I was saying that on stage, literally, like...
Yeah, you were just telling me family stuff on stage. I was like, okay, we could talk
like
about this after.
Well, because literally, as I was going up, pretty much, like, I think 5 minutes before I went up...
You found out?
My mom texted me and was like, your sister's pregnant.
It is weird.
And I thought she was joking. Well, my mom had texted me before, and I thought she was joking. So right before I went on stage, I got the confirmation from my sister being like, yeah, dude, I'm pregnant. And I was like, whoa! Like, as I was going up, essentially. And so I just had to bring it up to my boy, dude.
I know. I appreciated it. I was like,
I'm going to be an uncle.
I'm going to be Ryder.
Unk, dude.
That's cool.
I'm happy for my sister. I think she'll be a good mom, dude.
I think she will too.
She's a sweet girl.
Never met her, but what can I say? Can't say she'll be a bad mom. That'd be rude.
that would be an insane move. If I was like, I'm happy for my sister's pregnant, you're like, I'm not. Never met her, but she can't be good.
No, I think your sister would be a great mom. They're going to live in where do they live? Fort Worth?
Like outside Dallas.
Yeah. Also known as Fort Worth. No, I'm kidding. No, I wanna go back to
Texas is sick.
Speaking of your sister's wedding in Texas, I am in my Buc-ee's gear.
Oh, dude, I've been meaning to bring that up the whole first.
Yeah, I 180
first hour and this hour. I've been like, man, I want to fucking talk about this Buc-ee's get up.
You got me into the gas station culture of America. I'll say that's all you.
It's great, right?
I definitely side with Buc-ee's. I hate every other one. You're like, well, at least Buc-ee's is this, but better.
Buc-ee like leans into it.
Yeah, they're leaning into it.
They lean into it more. Other places like semi do it.
Yeah.
It's like when people, I don't know, like lean into making fun of themselves and don't do it enough.
Yeah, and this is like, hey, I got the tie-dye shirt. Yeah.
We got tie-dye
shirts.
We got nuts.
It's a beaver, yeah.
Yeah, I got beaver nuts.
Yeah.
We got nuggets. We got specialty flavors of pork.
I went to
all sorts of stuff. Man.
I went to Pittsburgh for my day job and visited with Pittsburgh King of Comedy and comedy pickup regular Chris Scriva.
Ooh, Scriva.
And he was like, Pittsburgh.
How's Scrivs doing, dude?
He's doing well. This was August. He moved there in August.
Yeah.
This was only a couple weeks into him living back there. But he's like renovating his parents. He like took over his parents' house, is renovating. It's beautiful. It's like a suburb 20 miles outside of downtown.
Awesome, dude.
It's a nice little spot. It's on this weird little... It's the weirdest fucking spot. It's like they have those like hollers, those like there's little nooks in the hills and type shit. You know how like when we were driving into Pittsburgh and you're like 20 minutes from... You're like, we're like 10 minutes from downtown, but this seems like nothing.
Pittsburgh's like beautiful,
and then it just comes on you and it's this massive like city.
Just
yeah.
Freaking... Yeah. It looks almost like an elf village, dude. It's like a wrought iron elf village.
Yeah.
That's like what Pittsburgh's like. Yeah. It's like rusted steel where elf would have like trees.
Yeah, there's little cuts. Yeah, they have these little hidden like popping out of tunnels.
And it's like a beautiful windy road over hills.
Oh yeah, it's
and they have all these great bridges, but they're all just like rusted.
Yeah, no, and there's like on the side. So he's on the side we didn't even see, like just immediately west. Like we came in from straight north, right?
Yeah.
And then. But there's like this island of just industry. There's like an island on one of those rivers, and it's like massively long and thin, and it's all just like gross industry. And then there's a bridge that's just over the whole island, and it's just that's very trippy. It is. Like,
so you just like drive over this fucking
island on a rusty bridge, exactly what you're describing, and it's like it's like the sad part. It's like where the evil
industry like went to die.
It's where Santa's underbelly of the child factory.
Yeah, like
elves.
It was clearly made when they were like, we don't care about anything but money.
Oh yeah, well like those towns, that's like where they built the Brooklyn Bridge. I think Bethlehem Steel. It's like what all that stuff, but it's like they built all the cool steel shit in America was like built there. Oh no, it was the Golden Gate Bridge. That's what they built right there. So there's like a town called like There's like I think it's some area where it's like called Golden Gate or something because it's where they built that bridge.
Okay.
But anyway, he was like, all right, Primanti Bros is Pittsburgh's most famous. I do remember that. So we had the Primanti Bros, which is a dope-ass sandwich shop. And I love a city's dope-ass sandwich shop. But he was like, number 2, Sheetz, the gas station, which was like their Buc-ee's.
Is it good?
No. It was a fucking gas station. And I was like, bro.
You just lost.
You just took me to a gas. And I was like, the meals were comped because of company card. So I was like, bro, we could have comped some meal. Instead, it's like Sheetz. If the gas station's your number 2 restaurant, like if Dallas has a lot before you have to go to Buc-ee's. If we went to Dallas, we might get Buc-ee's on a road trip.
Well, that's also just Scriva just trying to be
Scriva
like,
being
check out this
Scriva.
gas station,
I eat at a
dude.
gas station every day.
Bro, check it out. Yeah, that's an
I
insane.
love. Shout out Chris. He's the man.
Yeah, he's the man.
He's into skateboarding, and
That's sick, dude.
if he can like, and I was like, he's just
Dude,
gonna be able
big
to
dog
yeah.
just fucking throwing
Brushed.
weights around,
Yeah.
just doing kickflips. That's sick, dude.
But
Because he lifts heavy too.
Oh, so
have you
heavy.
seen him lift?
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Have you seen like his powerlifting
Oh,
stuff?
does he crush it?
Oh,
can see
dude,
it. I
he
can
can
see it.
crush weights, bro. There's a couple of vids of him just crushing weights. He's a big
if he
dog.
just
Him
did
doing kickflips is sick.
If he could like do, I went and filmed him. I was like, dude, if he's just doing endless kickflips, that would be so fucking sick.
Just fucking.
Yeah, he busted his knee and
Dude.
cried like a baby. No, totally kidding.
Dude, I love skate.
Yeah,
I love
did you
watching
skate
skate
growing up?
vids. No, I could
Me
never
neither.
get it down. I snowboarded a lot.
Oh,
I was a
damn.
good snowboarder, obviously, bro. But
I got to a point where I could.
and I had homies that
I could
skated.
skate a distance on a street and not fall off. Like I could skate a full block and not look like a full idiot, almost. But the fact that I couldn't do much more than that, like the fact that I can't.
No, I can cruise. I'm a good cruiser.
okay.
Like, I used to penny board and,
Yeah.
and longboard and stuff
Yeah, I
like that.
could
And I could
barely
do
do-
that, but I could never get like.
Any trick
Basically, my problem is
Never
I could
ollie.
never really get the ollie.
Yeah, I'd never even attempt.
I could get it like this far, and I still can. Like I know what it is technically, but I could never like really get it.
A lot of my
And so I
friends.
just never. And the problem is I was so good at snowboarding before I ever
Yeah.
even tried skating that
Right.
it was one of those things where I was like, I don't want to start over again.
Well, I also feel skating for me personally seems like it's the ultimate city kid activity. I think because it's
Yeah.
like with
I
you
was
like
a mountain boy.
exactly you have all this area to snowboard.
Unless you're like
you're
into
literally in the
extreme
most famous
sports.
snowboarding
Yeah.
area possible. And it's a thing too. It's like granted there might have been like I wouldn't be surprised if there was some very accessible skate park for you, but there isn't like the block like that's where kids like get into skateboarding. I feel is the cruising like neighborhood like using it as to get to your friend's house, and it's like you couldn't skateboard to a friend's house on a mountain necessarily unless it was
No, you couldn't.
yeah.
Unless
if he
you
was on a
longboarded,
different part of the mountain.
Yeah, or did like the strap-in board, the mountain
and
boards.
one way's uphill no matter what. But like
Yeah.
Chicago's the perfect for that kind of city.
Yeah, you can like.
and
skate.
then New York,
You
and
could
those are the
probably
two.
skate Chicago because
Oh, it's
especially
so
because
flat.
it's so long.
And I have a lot of
Like,
it's the
lots
same.
of
Yeah, it's all
stretched
gride
out-
streets. Yeah, no, I have tons of friends. A lot of my friends were like that, and I played a lot of basketball. And I wish a lot of times looking
Bald?
back, I wish I would have like. What does that account for? Nothing now. Like how good I'm like yeah, I'm one of those. I'm aging into one of those dudes you see at the pickup games and like the
Yeah.
court who's just like, that dude could randomly hoop. All right, like I'm not that guy.
Like you,
But
you-
that
you
means
just-
nothing.
yeah,
And
that doesn't mean shit.
I
Unless
wish
you
I
like love hooping all the time.
I do love it. But I don't do it all the time.
You should do it more, dude.
I'm gonna do it tonight.
Yeah, you can go hoop just in the snow.
No, I'm gonna. My boy, he's renting out a court actually. And
Really?
Yeah, tonight. Yeah.
Dude, have a blast.
Yeah,
That's
it's Michael
really
Jordan's 60th birthday. Right now,
fun. Right now?
it is his
Today?
60th birthday.
Happy
It's also
birthday.
my friend's birthday. So he's doing it for his birthday. But
well, happy birthday, MJ.
Gabe Poppich, Pop Bottles, the redhead friend of mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
happy birthday.
The one
He's
he,
a sweet
yeah,
boy.
showed up with the dog sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got that huge dog. Dude,
Just-
that dog scares the fuck out of me.
He gets him riled up in the middle of the show. He's like coming.
And the dog, I'm just
Like, oh,
shit, dude.
we're not doing something here. Like doing something.
And
where
it's a
we
German Shepherd,
Yeah.
and I'm like, dude, we got black people at this show. That's not chill, dude. Some white dude just showing up with
With
a
a
fucking
German
German Shepherd in a truck.
Get him riled up.
Luckily, he has a whole different. He's like got a hippie white dude vibe, not like a racist white dude vibe.
Yeah, he is half Mexican.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
Word.
he's like in his.
That
like,
makes
fully-
a lot of sense. Redhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Louis
lot of
C.K.
Mexicans
That's
are redhead.
that joke is based on him. That joke where I talk about being an overheaded white-skinned Mexican, totally based on him. He also fingers himself in front of coworkers without asking. Now I've ruined my best punchline.
That's good, dude. I'm happy.
Time to write
That's
another
what you
joke.
got to do, man. You got to burn your best stuff.
I know.
I'll do
On
it right now.
TikToks. Yes.
Start doing my stand-up. Yeah. No. I haven't done that one in a long time. The other one of my talking points I thought of, because we were talking about it, but is just the idea of like, I think work really shows you how good positive reinforcement is.
Yeah.
It like 100% pretty much proves that entirely, because like you'll be at a job and you'll be like, dude, I hate this forever. And then the boss will just like one day, even just like just being like, hey, good job recently. And you're just like, dude, this is the sickest. Like, why would I ever even, this is the best job ever. I've thought that with every job I've ever had.
Every job I thought I go to, I say, one day I'm going to be famous and you're all going to see and you're going to regret never fucking doubting me. You don't know how hard I go at open mics.
You're just going to nerd rage on it?
You don't even get it, but this is, Hollywood was destined.
I
Grind so hard. I know you raise families, but I wait at open mics. 25 comics.
You just go Batman on them, but with open mics. I wait in the shadows at the open mics.
6 beers every mic, so the bar gets enough money to stay open.
I'm
no one else.
keeping these businesses open with my... I do sometimes catch myself like justifying drinking too much by being like, dude, I gotta help the bar. It's like, dude,
But you're not
getting 4 beers.
But you're not wrong, which is so, because these people are so fucking cheap. The entitlement of some comics, though, where I'm like,
I think you should get a drink, or at least
I think one is fine.
at least you should tip like $4 or $5.
But it is a thing too of like,
I think
it all depends, and I think it's a thing. If a bar's packed, you don't have to buy a drink. If the bar's packed,
get a water, give them $1.
And you don't even have to when it's so packed.
Yeah, of course.
But when the bar is hurting, it's an empty night, it's a low night. Buy a fucking drink, man.
Dude, I bought a drink
no other business.
after the Super Bowl at your place. I bought 2 because they had a $10 minimum.
When he broke it down to me, he's like, it's 87 cents for him to swipe that card.
Yeah.
And it doesn't go up, so it's like if you bought $80, it would still be 87
yeah,
cents.
no. I don't blame him. I understand why
no,
people
but he felt bad. He brought it up hours later.
Oh, really?
He's a very sweet.
Oh, no, he doesn't need to feel... I didn't care at all, dude.
No, I know you. That's what I said. He said, you take his money.
Did you say that?
You take his fucking money. I said, you take all these people's money.
Yeah, good, dude.
No, I was like, dude, charge. You got to do what you got to do. But you walk in and it's like, there's no other business on earth you go into and not
pay something.
Yeah.
Dude, I got guilted. That's how I bought this whiskey. I actually went in because I was going to get something else. And I was like, do you have like a bargain bin drawer? This is like $100 whiskey I got for like $40. And I was like, or scotch. Sorry. But I was like, do you have a bargain bin? And I was just going to get like 2 beers.
Yeah.
You know? And then I like show up and all they have are like bargain
fancy
nice whiskeys and stuff for some reason at the Benny's. And then I just like, literally I picked up the bottle and as I'm leaving, I'm like, oh, I didn't need this. You know what I mean? Like I was just going to spend like $6, get me and Donovan both like a tall boy or something. And I go back to put it up. And as I'm going back to put it up, the dude is walking through the exact same dude walking through the aisle. And I'm holding the container and I'm like going like this. And he's going like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I was just buying this. And I just bought a bottle of scotch out of guilt.
Oh my god!
So it's insane to me that people can go into bars.
That's
and
hilarious.
just...
I've been where you've been a lot. No, it's same boat. And then like and then
bought pants for no reason just because you browsed too long.
I've done it all. And I feel guilty when you walk out with nothing. But like there, it's like what always makes me laugh is like the entitlement of a comic being like, where I'm like, could you buy something? And they're like, I could not be here at all. And I'm like, yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, you're like,
I'd much rather you not be here. You're keeping audience from being here.
And you're like, I would rather just 6 dudes who I know are gonna buy beer.
Yeah,
because you want to know who knows. You want to know who knows that rule? Good comics.
Yeah.
Every good comic spends money at the every time. 100%. Think about it. If you were to have a perfect mic, well, even dudes that don't drink know to tip.
Buy the pop,
buy the pop. Tip a couple bucks. Mm-hmm. You know, do something to contribute. You know, get food if they have food.
Yeah.
You know, all of these dudes, if you were to literally kick everyone out who doesn't do that, I guarantee you would have a good list.
No, you're 100% right.
You would have a good list. Because you'd also still have a couple not good comics.
You'd have not good comics, but who are, exactly. And those
who
guys
get it,
yeah.
who like get it, and they're gonna be good in the next couple of years if they're not good now.
100%. Preaching to the choir, buddy.
Dude, you should start doing that. You should just start being like, no, leave. Like actually being like, did you get a drink?
Well, no,
like when you call someone's name, be like, did you buy something?
Well, Patsy's used to do that, and then they were assholes. But it is also like
good.
It is kind of. It's like
I guarantee you, if you stuck with it, it would be good within like 4 months.
Yeah.
It would be like one of the best mics.
I mean, 95% of weeks, it's fine. You know.
Yeah.
That's the one week, and it was because it was the day after the Super Bowl. Everyone was hungover. We had no audience. We had no. There's like 6 new mics, so there's less.
Nothing was.
We're
gonna
bounce back. Exactly. We're gonna bounce back. Yeah.
Bad. Nothing at all. Like even the, like other, like I went to a couple mics that day, and nothing was going on anywhere. So I won't worry about it. Okay.
Any last?
No last, dude.
No last.
I got a big boy here.
All right.
I got a big boy for you. Did I ever tell you about like my favorite book I ever read?
Where's Waldo?
I wish, dude.
What was it?
I could never find him. Nature's Nether Regions. Did I ever tell you about it?
That's hot.
I hate bringing it up because it's like the creepiest book to ever be your favorite book. It's like when people are like, Lolita's my favorite book.
I feel you. I'm in this book called Open Season. It's about hunting humans. Go on.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just like, are you into that book?
The book about hunting. I'm into Most Dangerous Game, the more famous one,
good.
But I'm into less famous ones about hunting humans. Yes.
Yeah.
Open Season.
Is it like a genre? Is it like a subject?
No, well, this one, the genre is Deliverance, that big movie with Burt Reynolds, where it's like, I'm gonna make you squeal like a pig. That one, the Southern, they go through the South, and the South is scary. So there was like a big wave of like men camping horror stuff, and
just getting raped. And
sort of, yeah.
That is like a perfect genre of horror. There's nothing scarier to dudes like just out having a good fish with your buds, and then some fucking dirty redneck just assaults you in the woods.
Yeah, do you ever see Tucker and Dale versus Evil? It's a Canadian movie. It's these like city, they city kids think they're like they're with the rednecks, but the rednecks are just well mannered, like doing their own thing, and it ends up that they see the whole perspective, but the city kids are the evil ones the whole way through, and they end up like killing the rednecks. I think because they're like, oh, they're evil rednecks, but it's really no, you're the evil city kid who's coming in and screw up the car country.
Sweet town.
Yeah, they're doing nothing wrong. Like the rednecks are doing nothing wrong. But anyway, this one is
just hanging out, hating Mexicans and
Canadians, so First Nation people.
Oh yeah. They do hate their First Nation.
Well, we'll acknowledge your land.
No, dude, they're so terrible. I remember that was like one of the first things that Canadians.
Oh yeah, you know your Canadian shit.
when I was in Canada on the last trip, I was talking to a dude and I was like, you guys seem like passive aggressive and a little bit. He was like, yeah, pretty much. He was like, and we're hypocritical. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, yeah, dude, like we hate our natives. He was like, we did them dirty. Like we act like we did them better than what y'all did. He was like, but we basically did the same thing. We just have more space. So we gave them more land.
Yeah, but it's worse land. It's way colder.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh yeah, but you're right. They live up in the hills and stuff.
We were talking about the the book. Book.
Oh yeah. So anyway, so it's these college bros. Every year they go on a hunting trip, and like the husbands go on. They're 40. They've been graduated frat stars from UMich. They go up hunting in the northern Upper Peninsula, Michigan, and they find this couple, and then they hunt the couple. And then the couple is having an affair. So it turns out the couple they pick. So
bros hunt a couple.
Yeah. And every year. And this is like their 6th year doing it.
Oh,
and then
they just always know there's going to be a couple up
there?
Yeah,
they stop, they're driving up before they cross over to Mackinac Island or whatever. They
the couple stop going there?
They like pick them up, like they force them off the road like 3 hours before. And then they kidnap them.
They kidnap them and release them.
And then bring them to their hunting cabin, keep them for a day or two. Lot of rape. This was also, I found this book in my 6th grade library, I should say. This is how I got into this book, was my 6th grade teacher. Teachers will have their like libraries for kids to read. And I guess he just forgot how dark of a book this is.
Was it just like really well written?
it's just, I think so. I've read it a few times. It's super just intense. It's like the most intense book I've ever
That's
read.
probably why he
They
cut
made it into a movie. Yeah,
was
no, it's
probably
super
just like,
dark.
dude,
It's super
He was
dark.
like, I know this is super dark, but I'm gonna get a couple kids just into reading because
So
they're
they-
gonna read this and just be like, "Oh, I gotta read forever."
And there's this
That's
whole
so crazy.
I know, it's so crazy. And there's this whole crazy third act twist that's like, I don't like where this. I'll spoil it because no one's gonna read this book. But it's like, so there's this the sheriff in the town the whole time. Like where they go is he has this like mentally disabled son that's kind of like, you know, he has to take care of. It's his mentally disabled stepson, and he's like, all right, I gotta take care of. You know, can you help me take care of him? To the wife of the main hunter. And then the most of the book is told through the story of the cheating couple, and it's the girl, and she's the hero. And she's like, we do root for her, but she does these things, you know, it's super sexist stuff. Like, she sleeps with all the hunters so that they'll, like, let her escape. And it's like, and then the hunter's like, every year the woman tries this, and every year we still hunt, you know. And there's one of the hunters is like...
Are they Southern? I thought they were frat boys.
They're Michigan frat boys. I picture him as the American Pie dudes.
Dude,
I picture him as the
freaking
American Pie, and I put it...
biased,
I
dude.
know.
You're racist, dude.
And then...
Racist to white people, man.
yeah, I always picture as like the American Pie dudes at like 45, like now.
You're racist to Americans. That's what it is, dude.
I know, I'm like, they're all Southern.
Because you don't identify. You identify as Irish.
No, I identify as Chicagoan.
Chicagoan, exactly.
When I go overseas, I say, I'm from Chicago.
Dude, I'm full-blooded American.
Proud to
I'm
be.
full-blooded.
Well, I'm three things. I'm a Chicago American Irishman. Or whatever.
Sorry, finish the book.
It is weird that I'm just telling. But anyway,
It's not weird, dude. I asked you about your favorite
Yeah.
book, bitch.
it's I do like other books more.
Fucking, I just started assaulting.
But this
This is your favorite book.
so then they hunt
You
the
have
humans,
all the books you
and one of the guys is gay, and he's like,
Wrinkle in Time.
he's watching their orgy they have, and he's like jerking off because he's actually gay, and then he gets mad about it, but he always knows where they're gonna
The
run.
hunter dude.
One of the three hunters,
He's a gay dude.
yeah, one is secretly
he's
gay,
jerking off to
yeah, because
orgies.
one guy's like such a huge cock, and he's like, man, his cock's so big. It's all of this is in this book. It's crazy.
From a 6th grade classroom.
The sixth
There's
grade
no way
classroom.
this teacher
And-
still has it.
He would drink on the job, and well, we'd
This
start that
teacher?
rumor. We'd started that rumor.
No, dude, you got him fired for sure because he definitely drank on the job if he left this book in his library. He
We
definitely got busted.
my friend would always like pull pranks, and we looked in his fridge once, and we saw Fiji water, and we just said it was vodka.
Yeah, you got that dude.
Everyone believed it was
probably
vodka.
was vodka.
It was just Fiji water. I still think about that a lot because everyone believed it was vodka. But anyway,
The principal came in and was like,
the sheriff
Daniel?
ends up hunting the hunters, and the sheriff's the stepdad of the mentally disabled kid. The stepmom, his ex-wife, killed herself because she was like the first victim of these guys in college. So it all connected. It was I was into it. They made it into a movie, and no one saw it.
was it a good movie?
No, I can't even find it. It's like you can't see it.
They were like, bury it.
Bury it,
Put
bury
it
it.
away, put it
A
away.
lot of hunted humans and a lot of the worst stuff.
Yeah.
The other good book I read was Harry Potter.
Dude, I want to do that game so bad.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm excited, but
Dude,
don't get us canceled here.
Dude, I don't. Come on.
I know, bro. Wizards are sick. Don't
Wizards
let me
are
play with. Let me
freaking
fucking
sick,
cast
dude.
spells, bro.
Okay, dude. Tell me another School of Magic game that's gonna be as good as it, and I'll play it.
There's never gonna be a better School of Magic game, and that's why we're gonna play.
Tell me, with one of the honestly, sincerely greatest series of movies ever made, consistently improves in pretty much every factor between at least the first 8, the original book series, and it aged with its audience. Who else did that? Who else did that? And now they're going to make the game we've all wanted since literally I can remember.
I've wanted to be sorted by the Sorting Hat.
It was one of the first things I ever read.
It brought families together through the magic of reading.
And
But
now
it's
they're
terrible.
like- and now
It's
they're like,
terrible.
you hate people if you want to play this fucking gonna be amazing game. Have you seen the gameplay?
It looks so fun.
It's gonna be sick.
I was bummed it's out on the PS5. It has not come to the PS4 yet.
It hasn't. I think they have it on the Xbox One.
They have
I'm
it.
gonna get it.
I think they have it on the Xbox One.
I got my old consoles.
Wait, is the Xbox One equal to the PS4, or is it the
Pretty
newer one?
much.
Then it might not be. I think it's coming to the new one. That one's maybe it's on the Xbox One. I would love to play. I want to be a wizard so bad. I thought it was gonna
be a wizard.
I was thinking it was gonna come out the same day for the PS4, and I was like planning from like November to February. Like in February, I get to be a wizard. This is all gonna end. 'Cause I'm a wizard for a month.
Like my life will be perfect.
It is sad. I didn't have a video game system for like a decade, and I bought one for Red Dead Redemption 2, which is the greatest game. But it was so much more productive as a human before I had. And I haven't played a game in like a year, but I'll go through phases where it's like I'm a junkie. Like the month and a half I played Skyrim, it's like I was 28, and like a month and a half of my life is just playing Skyrim. I mean, even Red Dead, like that's a month of my being 26 is like, oh yeah, I played Sky, you know.
That's
no, Red Dead. I mean, those were so great. Those were so
shame.
Those are so
you
awesome.
Shouldn't feel. That's the thing about. That's what I hate about this new movement of like, get out there, live. It's like, why?
Well, maybe we should live. We lived. We got
we
on
did,
the road.
But I just mean like sometimes I'm like, you really think you feel that much better than a homie just like hanging out, drinking booze, playing video games? Why do you feel the need to make these videos? If you feel so good and fulfilled, why the hell do you need to make these videos all the time? And have constant reinforcement from the world around you. If you feel so good, why do you have to tell everyone about it? Homie with the Mountain Dews is just hanging.
I guess you're right. Ryder knows I don't feel good.
I don't like it, dude.
You know I don't feel
I don't like that. It makes people feel bad. I think that's one of the biggest problems is people, you shouldn't feel bad for liking Red Dead. It's
I love
dope.
It's so dope. I wish I was a
people
cowboy.
like, go to the Grand Canyon. No.
But I will say when you showed me the Rockies for the first time,
That's
the
sick.
beautiful mountains, and I said, this is almost as beautiful as Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'm not saying to not do that stuff. I'm just saying you shouldn't feel bad for also liking
but
other stuff.
I wasn't. But I was like, oh yeah, this looks like the Heartlands in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Dude, do you remember seeing oil rigs in Louisiana at night? I remember pointing it out to you at one point.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? It's beautiful.
Oh yeah,
It's like
oil
an
rigs are
oil
beautiful.
refinery in the middle of the night, and it's this disgusting, toxic thing, but it's beautiful.
Oh yeah, they're like insane structures.
People
How
are
do you
so
build
obsessed with nature. It's like human stuff is cool too, dude.
You know what part of nature I'm obsessed with?
What?
The naughty bits. What's it called?
Ooh,
Nature's nether
way
regions.
To pull it back, dude. You're good, dude. You're the best.
Nature's naughty bits.
Nature's nether regions.
It would be funny if it was just pictures like, you know, those trees that it just looks like vaginas.
It's all about basically it's an evolutionary biology book, and it's about like the evolution of genitals essentially.
Ooh.
And the whole book is like one of the prevailing, not the whole book, but one of the like prevailing ideas in the book is the guy's basically just like one of the problems with biology is like sex has been so taboo that nobody studied genitals, and like at least morphologically speaking, genitals are like one of the most identifiably distinct characteristics between animals. So like for example, humans and monkeys, like
Way
if you
different.
break it down, they don't really look that much different compared to like a lizard and a snake. Those things are way more different than a human and a chimpanzee. But our genitals are like way different.
Yeah, that's why it's never fun to blow a monkey.
It's not. They got spiky penises.
Yeah. You want to blow an animal, you blow a horse.
Yeah. They're big, but they're shaped.
You ever see you know about Mr. Hands?
Yeah.
I never saw it.
Dude, let me get into this book. I don't want to talk about freaking Mr. Hands, bro.
All right, go ahead.
What the hell, dude? Trying to freaking derail me? Exactly, dude. I hit you with a low, good you in the gut, dude. Okay, this is fine. But we can talk about Mr. Hands, dude, if you want.
We could talk about derailments. All right.
But so this book, anyways, it's not just about that, but it's about like crazy, like really different sexual whatever interactions. So like one of the things it talks about is there's this type of spider that the male, so spiders have this like special sex appendage for the males called pedipalps, and it's basically like spiders. Jellyfish do something kind of similar, if I'm not wrong. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm like crying, dude, from laughing at this shit. Sorry. They have pedipalps, and it's basically like they make like a little cum ball, and then they just like take it and put it into stuff. And like a lot of animals kind of have this. It's like an appendage that like they make semen, and then they just like grab it and put it on stuff.
You know what that move's called, right?
What?
Wet bell.
Dude, you're the best. Dude. Callbacks for days. Okay, sorry, but one of the ones they do is there's this spider that like will stick its arm in and then break it off so that no one else can get in.
Damn.
And I just look at that and I'm like, and my ex-girlfriend thinks I was controlling. You know what I mean?
Does he take the arm off when he's in? Because he like
literally breaks it off and then like bleeds to death. Like it's how they die. There's like a lot of insects. Like people always talk about.
I'm gonna kill myself. The emo shit.
Yeah, there's a lot that do that. Like, and there's a lot of animals that do that too. Where like.
We get to come the most. As
yeah,
humans.
people think about just like black widows and praying mantises, but there's like a ton of them that do it.
Damn, how hot?
Like where the dudes just like their whole life is just like to come one time. And then people are like, why do dudes like having sex? It's like, come on, man.
Yeah,
it's like literally the beginnings of life are just like a dude trying to come once.
I know.
And then dying.
I'm so lucky I get to come 7-8 times a day.
Ooh.
But that's if I do it with a woman once. Yeah, the first time I do it with a woman, I'm dying. Luckily, I can't ejaculate.
People wonder why dudes are gay, man.
Exactly. Staying alive.
Sorry, they're scared of death.
Staying alive.
I'm not going to let her eat my head.
What if as humans, women did that? And then they were like, still like,
just like
we need women empowerment. It's like you eat our heads when we have sex. We all die once we see you eat us.
That would be a good video. You just set it up as women empowerment marches, and then it goes to like the alt-right Tucker Carlson dude. And
you know
like, they eat our heads.
They're eating our heads. Yeah. This is what they want. They want to eat our heads, and we don't survive. Yeah. That's why I'm alive. I've never had sex.
I've never had sex. And then it's just
meanwhile, we're dead because we get mad. We be fucking.
Dude, and that's called an ender.
There we go. Boom, boom, boom.